What's happening, weirdos? This is Mikey Day. What a thrill. What a thrill that Mikey Day is here. I'm going to resist the urge to say it's Mikey Day, because I'm sure he's been plagued with that his entire life. But Mikey Day is here today. That's as close as I'll come. You know Mikey from SNL. He's hilarious. He's also the host of Is It Cake, which is how I met him. I was guessing which item was cake. And we hit it off, and I asked him to do the pod, and here we are. I'm so glad you guys are here. Let's jump into it as quickly as possible. Only a couple things to plug up top. I do a monthly show at Largo here in Los Angeles. Go to largo-la.com for tickets to that. Always the highlight of my month. And we also are going to be in Pittsburgh this coming weekend at the Pittsburgh Improv, followed by Buffalo, followed by Milwaukee, followed by Minneapolis, followed by Denver. I'm so excited. Go to PeteHolmes.com for all of those shows. Hope to see you guys out there. It always means so much when weirdos can make it to the live shows. This is a new hour, so if you saw me in Denver last year, this is a different hour. This is the hour I was kind of starting to work on last time I was in Denver. I'm so proud of it. So hope to see you guys out there. Same for Minneapolis. I filmed my special last time I was in Minneapolis, and now this is a new hour. So hope to see you out there on the road. In the meantime, enjoy the wonderful Mikey Day. Get into it.
Wait, do you not want that out there that you don't think it should have been made?
No. I think that's fine. I mean, it didn't go exactly that well.
The movie didn't do well?
No. So much shit.
Yeah,
anyway.
You're giving me anxiety. How
You
much
were
stuff
so
you have
funny.
in your pockets. Yeah, I didn't, Mikey, know you wrote that movie until about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which
is embarrassing.
You were so funny in it.
I really appreciate
Just
it.
perfect.
I really appreciate it.
We're like, Pete, so funny in this.
Well, this is wrong. I'm supposed to be making you feel warm and welcome. I love doing that movie, but I'm going to put it to you. When you go from something that, I don't know how to say it. When I was doing Crashing, it was. I felt like everything was on me to a certain extent because I was dumb and kind of put it on me, meaning I was
right. It was your show,
right? Yeah, and I put myself in every scene. That was my fault. It was completely up to me. And then Home Sweet Home Alone, which you wrote with Streeter. Mm-hmm. I knew Streeter wrote it, but I didn't know you wrote it.
Well, hey,
I don't care for that. But
bye. I love your dog. So interested.
That's the typical podcast listener, half listening. We're just sort of on in the background.
Skip 10 seconds. Skip 10 seconds.
They skip to the ads. The modern podcast listener skips until they
looked at
find
the data.
an ad.
They're skipping to the ads. So I guess keep going.
People like the ads.
Stamps.com. Now, let me tell you something.
Remember Stamps.com?
Is that still a thing?
Most people go Squarespace.
Oh, Squarespace.
If you're going to riff on like
telehelp.
Huh?
Telehelp is also
What's
popular.
telehelp?
It's like telehealth, maybe. I feel like it's telehelp.
Do you know that
it's
one,
like
Katie?
BetterHelp. That's
BetterHelp.
it. Thank you. I'm such a dad.
Telehelp.
Telehelp.
Why don't you go online and sign up for telehelp?
I don't know what it's called. Telehelp. It's BetterHelp. That's a big one.
BetterHelp is one of our sponsors. And it says in the final line of the copy, say help. Like you because it sounds like better health.
Oh,
and
right.
you took it to telehealth. I mean, like, it's a wonder they're doing as well as they are.
The name isn't tracking well.
Because
BetterHelp.
people are tripping on that name. BetterHelp.
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 Now, as the host,
BetterHelp Saul, I think, is the full name.
That's the spinoff. Do you have to
They're out to
say?
Odenkirk for that campaign.
Do you have to say, like, because a lot of them, they're like, you know what? I use this mattress and it's improved my sleep. Do you have to go, when I need therapy online?
With BetterHelp specifically.
With BetterHelp, yeah.
I do not say I've used it because I haven't.
Got it.
But I did benefit from and continue to benefit from therapy.
Got it.
But I don't lie and say I've used a
Right.
thing unless I use it. And there have been times that I did in the earlier years of the pod, and it made me feel so scuzzy.
gross.
Made me feel real gross.
Right.
And then when I found out that people weren't really sleeping on Casper mattresses or whatever, it kind of broke my heart. Because I'm one of those guys that, like, when I watch TV and stuff, I can never tell it's a set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when a podcast host is, I remember the one it was. It was Mark Maron for Stamps.com.
Yep.
He's like, when I send out merch to my fans, I love printing it out at my desk. And I was like, you do it? You do it? And then, like, I wish we had, like, Jackie Brown, Sam Jackson and Jackie Brown, where they're pushing in and he's figuring it out that it was all her. That moment for me going, I don't think Mark Maron's really using Stamps.com. It was that devastating.
Marons were the best because he'd be like, go on a rant, like, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Stamps.com is the better, easy way. Just that immediate
Oh, you mean he'd interrupt his
transition.
rant?
Yeah, or like he'd finish what he was talking about.
I wasn't given my due.
Yeah.
Squarespace is the fastest way to make your own. MeUndies was a big one, too.
MeUndies.
MeUndies.
Yes.
As Doug Benson says, MeUndies as Sue Undies, which is very funny. That's Doug Benson.
Oh, that's fantastic.
At Doug Benson for more premium content.
At Doug Benson.
I'm wearing MeUndies because they sponsored the show.
MeUndies, I remember hearing so many ads for.
I'm going to put this to you. First question,
Okay,
and I'm going to pride myself that no one has asked you this question.
I'm not familiar with you at all. What are you? What do you do?
How badly would you like to be interviewed by Jiminy Glick, by the way?
Oh my God. Now let me ask you something.
Yeah. Mikey Day.
No, you're not funny.
Oh God, I
He's
just
so
watched him with
good.
Hader, Bill
Oh,
Hader,
I
and it
literally
destroyed me.
just watched that today.
I watched it last night.
I'm like, he's still super funny. He's
And they
got
made
it.
him fatter? Can you say fatter? Heavier. They made him softer.
Yeah.
He looked like cake.
It's
like a Cheers mug.
Mike Cheers.
Yeah, Mike Cheers. Yeah. His double chin looks like a delicious cake. He looks like a pelican.
100% very smooth. He was also
Very smooth.
inhaling glazed donuts.
Whenever I watch that, those donuts look so good that I'm
Beautiful.
like, if I was Bill, I would be eating. Like he gives them one at one point.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Why aren't you eating that?
I would eat one.
When you have to eat for a movie or something, it's one of the greatest joys of my life. Here's my first question for you, and it's going to be, Mikey Day, well, do you... Like, I know what pair of MeUndies I'm wearing because I choose these things, and I almost have like a weird... Like, this will put me in a good mood. Like, do you think of your clothes or any sort of not superstitious, but like,
I see.
do you pick that shirt because of a certain mood?
Right.
Where are you on controlling your mood with outside stuff?
Oh, wow.
You could answer
kind
that
of
in any way.
extrapolated
Certain
it.
bands, certain foods. Like, what are you doing to stay fresh?
Oh, that's interesting. Well, I do like video games.
Tell me.
Do you play video
What are
games?
you playing?
Well, I'm waiting for that Elden Ring DLC. I know it's out, but
Oh.
I'm...
Isn't Elden Ring real hard?
When I first started it, this is going to get real fun for fans of comedy, talking about Elden Ring difficulty. Lowest viewed episode. All right. That was a swing and a miss.
You give that zero thought. You give that zero thought.
7K views only. Wow.
Total.
Uploaded 8 months ago. All right. You win some, you lose some. Not tracking well. No,
When this video hits 7K, I'm going to screen grab it and text it to
Dude, we just hit 10K. Congrats,
you. Congrats,
man.
dude. The sponsors are livid.
The sponsors are going neutral over you.
Wait, is Elden Ring, what do dummies call Elden Ring? We call it,
I don't know.
but what do I know it as? It's the Skyrim.
Oh, Skyrim, right.
Is Skyrim an Elden Ring game? No.
No.
I just made a fool of myself.
No, you did not.
Elden Ring is more like Dark Souls? Is it third person?
Yeah. It's
more
from
like
the same company.
Yeah, okay.
It's of the
And Dark Souls
genre.
is really hard.
Yeah, I've never played the original Dark Souls. I kind of got into video games because, like, this was 2016 or something, 2017. We went to this Xbox event. The SNL cast was invited. They're like, hang out. I'm sure you've been to this type of thing.
And they
where
give you
you're
an
like,
Xbox.
Yeah.
I know.
And
It's one of the...
you're like, how long do I... And then you feel bad at the end. You're like, all right, I think I'm gonna go.
Were you gonna say how
Where
long?
do we go to get our free Xbox? Like you take pictures. I mean, everyone was nice and it was fun, but
17.
it's.
I wonder if I was at that. Was Snoop Dogg
It was
there?
in New York. Were you?
Oh, it might have been in. I might have been in New York at that time.
That would have been fantastic.
I remember Christina Hendricks, who was this tall from my memory.
Oh, really?
No, she's just was shorter than I
Yeah.
thought. She has a very
Everyone on that show, Mad Men, you're just like seems larger than life. and
Completely
very,
agree.
Like, of the time and
completely agree. And then you
Yeah.
meet them, and she probably is a totally normal height, but she
Right.
has like a very long feeling
yes,
thing
right
going on. And then I saw her, and I was like, "Hello!" I felt like a freak. Hi, hello, Christina. Wonderful to meet you. And it was
that.
I don't know. But it's so funny
God.
to see Snoop Dogg at a free Xbox thing because I'm like, it never stops.
Oh, yeah.
The allure of a free Xbox.
Across all
Everyone's
yes,
there. Elon
100
Musk is showing up.
Oh, yeah.
He wants that free box.
Oh, absolutely. It's very enticing.
And you went and
So
got
I
a free
went-
box, and that's what got you back
And
into
I
games.
was not playing video games at all, but
Yeah.
I'm like, free Xbox? Yeah, man. So I went, I had it, and I just randomly, connected it and tried some games, and I was just blown away. I'm like, video games now are insane.
Yeah, they're really, really
They're
great.
so, like, just well done, and it was, because I played Wii sometimes.
A little bit of Wii.
But just the
Nintendo
scope of
is
it.
the Japanese candy shop of video games. Like, I'm not saying
Very
it's,
bright,
it's
very
bright,
fun.
very fun, very safe, very cool. But when
Right.
people are like, "I'm all about Animal Crossing," I'm like, "What's wrong with you?"
Oh, that went from kids to adults.
I don't like that it.
I
did.
didn't get it. I didn't
they're
get
like,
into Animal Crossing.
Help a panda cross a bridge. I'm like,
I was
life
like,
is
this
hard.
is it. This is what everyone's talking about.
You know what it is? I think those are huge weed smokers. They just want something conflict free. I'm going into video games to project stress, like
right.
family issues.
Yeah.
Look, I've said everything I have to say probably already. But one time I had like a fight with my dad, like some disagreement, and I fired up Assassin's Creed and killed so many redcoats. And at the end, I felt better.
Yeah.
I was in the bushes and I was like, ah! Val sees
Going
me like
sneaking
"Fuck
up
you,
behind."
Dad! like we figured it out. We got over it.
I slit his throat with my hand dagger.
But let me tell you what's not helping with that. Yoshi. Like what are your problems if you're
Yoshi.
solving them with Yoshi?
With Yoshi.
You got a different life, kid.
I ate a bad guy, spit him out as a projectile. That
Yeah.
made me feel better.
No, I need Gears of War up close,
Oh, yeah.
chainsaw through the breastplate sort of
Like
shit.
Doom. Have you played Doom, the new Doom?
I haven't played Doom. I would like to, but you're a dad. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
Harder to play once you're a dad.
Pardon? Oh, I just neglect my son and play.
What I do is I go ahead and neglect my child.
Wait, your daughter is 4, 5?
Five.
Five.
5.5.
So probably too young, or I don't know your policy, but my son is into Roblox.
Roblox, that's like a Minecraft kind of thing?
Sort of. It's like they kind of look Minecrafty, but it's one of those. It's like online, and you go in, and there's just like thousands, if not millions, of different types of games you can play.
It's just what an adolescent boy brain
Yeah,
looks like.
100%.
Like 100% potential.
Yes.
A little bit of violence. Just
Right.
a little bit of...
But they look cartoony and fun, and
yes.
there's a lot of bright colors.
Yes.
But he's kind of. A lot of his friends play Fortnite, so he's played Fortnite, and I'll play Fortnite with him
Fortnite's
sometime.
okay. I wish it was better. Like, as a lover of games, I
Yeah.
just wish it was mechanically better. Like, I have no issue with the way it looks.
I'm
I
so
don't
glad you
the
like
way it
video
plays.
games.
I love
Otherwise,
video
you're like,
games.
oh, yeah, I don't play.
No, I'm about it.
Let's talk about comedy in the modern era.
How did you get into groundlings?
What year did you take basic? But yeah,
I'm going to invite
oh,
you,
yeah,
Mikey Day.
Fortnite-
You can lower this mic like this.
oh,
a little bit lower.
this isn't good.
Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed for a mild correction.
You know what that's from?
Lower.
It's from my days on Wild 'N Out. Because
I can tell there's like a tude to
So
it. Yeah.
it was a lot of like, yo, Pete, let me tell you something. So in
Yeah, you're-
any function,
Yes.
I'm like, emceeing something,
Yes.
a charity thing. I'm like, yo, what's up?
Yes, you're doing it because it's cool. It's protected. You're protecting your face.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But on camera, I'm sure it looked terrible. But I'm sitting there like that. But it's literal, like my body has trained itself to just hold it like that.
Did you
from that show.
freestyle on that show?
Yeah, it was. I mean, the end game was wild style, where you rap battle. That show's so funny because it took improv,
Yes.
and made it, this cool comedy. It was wild and out, right? But so the DJ would explain the games, and I would always laugh because ultimately they'd import just like normal improv games, but give it a spin. So it'd be like, all right, this game's called Questions. All right. Our improvisers are going to be on the stage. Like, describing improv cannot be cool.
Right.
No matter what the environment.
Right.
Even if there's cool tables with people
But it's playing like the
drinking.
music from The Matrix, like boom.
All right.
You can only speak in questions.
Yeah. But you still don't deny and tell a story. Let's go.
One of you has to be sitting. One of you has to be standing. One of you has to be leaning. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
But they'd call like lean back or something. They'd rename it. It was something trying to be cool.
But
anyway.
But did you actually rap battle on it?
Yeah.
It's gotta be tricky. I'm not even trying to be funny. Your last name is Day. Freestyling against you in the 80s would be so easy.
Yo, I got it.
But now, and I'm all for this.
Right.
It's not cool to call someone gay as like a snap.
It wouldn't get like an whoa.
That's what I mean. So it would get the opposite. You'd be like
it would be like
it would be bad.
Quiet.
It would be quiet
be
and
like,
problematic.
Yeah.
So imagine, please take a moment to imagine the burden of freestyle battling a guy named Mikey Day in 2024, and your hands are tied in a very significant way.
Yes.
And it's right there. Day, play, Clay, and you're like, Faye? I can't call you Faye either.
Your
There's a lot of
playbook. Your 1980s playground playbook.
And you're about to close, and you're like, you're telling me this guy isn't, and your manager's like,
no! Stop. Make fun of his shoes. Make fun of his shoes.
All I'm saying is, was there anything easier than freestyling in the 80s?
Oh my God. Just everything.
Every buffet tray is full and there's a clean spoon in front of it.
Everything.
Every single tray.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, we did rap battle, but like, you knew who was on the other team because it was the red team and black team, and so you'd be scouting them out. So like, you could just see throughout the episode the other team just looking at you like, what am I going to make fun of? And you're like, oh no. I really own, like, I'm a goofy white kid from Orange County. Right. That was often the go-to.
Did you 8 Mile them and say it before they could?
I know. Let me tell you about me. Yeah, I'm white and from Orange County.
County. That rhymed with me.
Yeah, I'm wearing purple. Why did I choose purple? Nothing rhymes with it. Have you seen Eminem talk about like rhyming? It's very interesting. He's like orange.
I have a feeling we're pretty similar, guys.
Yeah.
We're both. I thought you, by the way,
I
thought you were about 32 years old.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
That just made my day because I'm looking at pictures of myself recently and like pinching, zooming in, going, I'm depressed.
A pinch zoom?
A pinch zoom.
You do a pinch zoom and it depresses you because you used to look smoother?
Yeah, I guess you just compare. I mean, in your mind, how old do you think you look? Like 25, like that
I
era?
remember my college professor who changed my life, who got me into like theater and all these things. We went to his house and he had his old headshot out. And it was him when he was 20, and he was 34 at the time. Wow. And here's a picture of him when he was 20. And I looked at it, and I just started laughing.
Was he in a shopping cart? Like,
no, it was like a Mel Gibson kind of like, but he looked to me so different. But we're all being boiled like frogs, like a slow boil. And like, when you see a picture of me from 20 years ago, I think I still kind of look like that.
Yeah.
Even though I've seen countless hours of evidence to the contrary.
Yeah.
So you're starting to feel like you've been boiled quite a bit?
Just sometimes. It's funny because we'll see old pictures of, my lady. We're not technically married, but we've been together for 12 years. So I often just say my wife.
I understand.
Right. You know what I mean?
You know what?
It's just easier. And I feel like we're married. I forget that we're not. We're engaged. But it's just funny to say my fiance because it sounds so like
Made a bit about
we just
that.
got engaged.
A fiance sounds. If you didn't know what a fiance was, and you're like, "Do you want to see my fiance?" You would think it was like a puma. You know,
My fiance.
bring out the fiance. And it
Gods!
and
Bring out the fiance.
and then it's just like, oh, that lady you've been dating for 10 years?
Yeah. Oh,
Kind
who
of
you
a
have a child
letdown.
with, your
Yeah.
life partner?
Kind of a letdown. We'll get to that. We'll talk
Yeah.
about that because
But,
I'm interested in that.
I'll talk about everything with you.
Let it all out.
I was so...
Did you see on SNL when they made fun of the show, by the way?
Which show?
This show. In a totally...
Your show? When?
Not specifically, but they did a thing about podcast. I think it was like Podcast Awards or something.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they
I remember that.
Yeah. And they used something. By the way, this isn't like, what the fuck?
It's a big confrontation.
No.
So...
Clickbait. Could you make a few faces that we could
I
use for
know.
clickbait? What was
Get
up
up
with
like
that?
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Come back. Wow, he just left. Wow.
I mean, it
First
would be
time.
huge for us if you would leave.
9,000 views.
We're up to 9K. It doesn't matter. It was something about like the thinly veiled therapy, pseudo spiritual, long conversation podcast that says it's a comedy podcast, something like that.
Oh, and then yours was mentioned?
It was like a clip of it played with Pete Davidson. It was like nominated as one.
right,
of them.
one of the nominees.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Zero.
Interesting.
Zero. Just drop it. What's your favorite diet soda, real quick? Diet.
Dude, I do not drink diet soda.
You have to for this. Drink one.
I'm going to
Drink
say
one.
Diet Pepsi because my mom's really into Diet Pepsi.
Wow.
I just visited her.
Your mom's hot? Your mom's smoking hot? Because Diet Pepsi.
Google his mom. Bring it up. Dude, she's not hot. What are you talking about? Dude,
Can
don't
we bring
lie
up
on my
Mikey's mom?
Don't lie on my podcast, dude. Don't say your mom's hot. You're like really aggressive. Okay. Thought we were joking around. Sorry, I know we're jumping all over the place.
We are, and it's okay.
Is that how it normally goes?
Yeah, when I like it. Sometimes
Like, we're going to wrap up. Was yours? Mine was only like 11 minutes. How long was yours? An hour and a half? Okay.
No, I think what's happening is it's like two Ghostbuster plasma cannons when they
Yeah.
connect.
Yes.
When two people with aggressive but enabling, not debilitating ADD touch each
Totally.
other.
Because you're like, oh, I want to talk about that.
It can be very beautiful.
I want to circle back to Elden Ring at some point.
Exactly. We'll get back to video games and being engaged but not married and being a dad. And like all the ones that are worth going back to, we'll get back to.
Okay,
them.
good.
But oftentimes when I do a podcast, I'm like, that just wasn't right. It's usually because the first 30 minutes, like there was no fun dump.
Right.
The bit dump. You just
thump.
need to take a
thump.
fun dump.
Let's get the thump out of the way. I feel like we have a lot of shared references, and
Well, I was
we
gonna
grew
say,
up around the same time.
That Eminem thing. Of course, I've seen Eminem talking
yeah.
to Anderson Cooper. Do you think my algorithm hasn't?
Brought that up 1,000 times.
I'm so embarrassed. Here's what my algorithm thinks I'm
man.
interested in.
Man, I'd
let's
love
go
to
one
share
for one.
algorithm.
One. Eminem, specifically black rappers giving respect to Eminem. It can't stop showing that.
I've seen that. I've
Here's
watched
Busta
50 Cent.
Rhymes. Yeah, here's 50 Cent. Here's
And
it's like Eminem. Who made these clips? Eminem.
I know. Yo,
They're
let's
just
make
like
another clip of.
Completely legitimizing.
Always starts with an AI voice being like, 50 Cent talks about Eminem and how he made his career. You're like, I'm watching this. I went through definitely a few months ago, like, oh, this is cool. It's about Eminem, more Eminem. I'm like, I think I've seen all the behind the scenes in 1 minute increments
I can't.
of Eminem.
I'm
Footage.
lost in Eminem footage.
Oh my God.
I just watched him on Howard Stern. To me, Howard's look.
I love
think
Howard
he's gotten
Stern.
better. There's parts of Howard Stern's interview style that I don't love because what he does is first choice, best choice.
Right,
Eminem
right.
comes on the show. He's a white guy who talks black. Just grill him about that. When you listen to The Way I Am, he's talking about Howard Stern.
Oh,
what
really?
hood I grew up in and all that sort of stuff.
Right,
It's just
right.
Howard being like, why do you talk black? What's up? What's up? What's up? And I'm just
Right.
like, This sucks.
I know.
This sucks. I think he has gotten better.
But now he's like, his interviews are really
now, modern
in-depth.
Stern.
Yeah,
but this is when
Stern.
Eminem
back
first
in the day.
came out, and he's like, "What's up? What's up? What's up?" Like it's like racist. It's
see
racially
those-
uncomfortable. I'll say.
Yeah, it was crazy. You see those old E clips? There's like puppets around. They're immediately getting made fun of,
Yep.
and he's always
Puppets?
like, they have like Jackie puppets. They have like puppets, and they're just be like. They just walk in. He's like, turn around. Let me see you. Look at you. And there's like a puppet like making. It was just like
can't.
madness. But
It
in
was.
modern Stern, I feel like his interviews are really interesting.
I agree.
Right?
But a lot of the clips I get fed are when he's like, why you do that? Why you do that? You do. It's like what my dad would say in a barbershop. Like,
Right,
I don't
right,
understand.
right.
So your middle name's Hussein? Like, it's just like that. And I'm just like, all right.
Yeah.
I can appreciate him now. But yes. So what's something embarrassing in your algorithm?
Clips of
Clips.
George Lucas from various Star Wars films, audio commentary.
Yeah.
With the words being spelled out, cut to behind the scenes footage. So
Yeah.
these clips are George Lucas being like, the reason why we did that, and then the words will be on the screen and it'll cut to little like footage from the movie.
You big Star Warsy?
I mean, yeah, but not
as big as-
crazy to
yeah.
where that's all, but it's just in my algorithm.
Yeah.
But then like I'll watch one video of some 22-year-old dude like trying to drink a hard seltzer and like puking, and then it'll be a bunch of like fail type videos, and
Yeah.
I'll get into those.
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely went through the Eminem in my
Mine's still
algorithm
happening.
phase.
Mine's still happening.
Oh.
I can't stop clicking on him.
He's endlessly fascinating,
I agree.
right? Did
I-
you see him in what was the Seth Rogen James? Oh, The Interview.
Was he in that?
He was briefly in it because he says he's like, "Yo, I just want to say right now," like James Franco hosts a show that's like an entertainment news, and Eminem's just like, "Yo, I just want to announce right here I'm gay," and
Oh, right.
the host is like, "What?"
Right,
They
right,
can't.
right.
But he played it so just very just subtle and chill.
Can I
And
actually? I have a lot of feelings about this. I hate when they ask Eminem to do anything other than rap. I
Like,
hate it.
Did you like 8 Mile?
No, I liked 8 Mile, but
Yeah.
that was him
But he
playing
was
a
rapping,
rapping guy.
right. When
When
he
they
goes
have him be
beyond that?
funny, when they have him like in interviews being like burping on command and stuff, I'm just like, this sucks.
Right.
Like this sucks. Him defending talking with that accent or whatever you want to call that dialect,
Right.
it sucks. And he has to be cool all the time. Just let him rap.
He is like.
Leave him alone.
Did you see? Oh, speaking of which, did you see his daughter talking about? I think it was the proposal. I think she was talking about the proposal with her fiance, and was just talking about like when she says "dad," and I'm like, when she says "dad," it's Eminem. I just can't imagine being her fiance, being like, Mr. Mathers. You'd be like, first of all, I'm saying Mr. Mathers. This is
Yes.
insane.
Yes.
I really love your daughter, and
Do you
and
have
then
to
being like,
ask each alternate
Okay.
persona?
I know.
Okay. All right.
Now, can I talk to Mr. Shady?
Is Shady there?
Look at this. Palms are too hairy to hide,
I
right?
had to ask her dad 3 times.
I had a Slim Shady,
Marshall.
and then
And what's
who-
the other one?
I don't know.
There's
Does he
definitely
have
3.
another?
Eminem.
Oh, Eminem.
Eminem, Marshall.
Marshall's the man, Eminem's the artist, and Slim Shady is like the alter ego, right?
Yeah, which is smart if you want longevity in this business.
Yeah.
It seems like you should have like just a wicked guy that he
That
doesn't.
comes
I don't
out.
mean it.
Uh-oh, Slim Shady's here. Uh-oh, Bad Petey. You all may be Bad Petey at this premiere.
Dude, I did a roast and I called myself Mean Pete because I was
Mean
so
Pete.
uncomfortable with roasting.
Which roast was it?
I roasted Blake Griffin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was.
Roasting scene, I wouldn't be able to do it because I wouldn't be able to sit there and then be destroyed by these very talented comedians. Just because
I
they
don't
always
think
go
you'd-
up and roast the dais, and then before they get to the main person.
Yeah, but what do you
I'd be
got?
like-
If I was gonna roast you, and not that we're gonna do it, but like I would
You're like,
struggle.
I don't know, open a book. All right, first of all, I'm going to talk about you're awkward. What else?
When you were Butthead, they had to apply very little makeup. Boom! Boom!
I don't like Mean Pete.
Roasted. Sorry, Mean Pete's doing the rest of the
I'm
interview.
like, hey, dude, I met you. Remember we did the podcast? I'm Mean Pete tonight. You bitch. Oh, no, Mean Pete. So you were uncomfortable with it?
I guess it just made me more comfortable to assume the persona of Mean
Yeah.
Pete, and I went real hard.
Did you like come out in a leather jacket and sunglasses,
No.
grease your hair back or something?
Smoke a cigarette?
Yeah.
Like the rest of the pecs rolled up in my
Hey, I'm
sleeve?
Mean
Hey! Just dice.
Yeah.
Just dice clay.
Full dice.
Here's the other one that my algo can't stop telling me about. I want to know if we're the same. Because we are in a very similar demo.
And you know who was really quick in my algo for a while?
Hit it.
Mr. Pete
Old
Holmes.
Holmesy.
Yep, clips from.
Guess what?
I'm Not For Everyone. Yep.
Old Holmesy has had to sometimes before shows watch clips of his own material
To
and
remind.
and then I have to tell YouTube I'm not interested. You know what else I'm looking for? And you can put this in your back pocket too.
Okay.
There's going to be a comedy way to use notify anyway. Like, I feel like that's a funny, like, he has notifications that hit notify anyway. Like, it's a very funny
right.
modern.
Notification silenced.
Yeah.
It's like even more modern than the bubbles that disappear.
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
think notify anyway is like, it's like trading in comedy stock.
Yes.
The new, because for a joke
The
like
new bubbles
the
is
three
notify
dot
anyway.
bubbles.
Yeah.
Remember when that was fresh?
Yeah.
we were so excited. It was
They
everywhere.
went to bubbles. Now
I
it's
got the bubbles and
gone.
then it went away.
Yeah.
Who were they going to say? That would murder.
Yes.
Now I think
Now it's old.
I don't know how to quite do it, but there's a way in a movie or something.
Notify
where it's
anyway.
like that's a notify anyway.
It feels
You know what I
like
mean?
it would be the name of a romantic comedy.
Notify anyway.
Notify anyway. And like the best friend breaks it down, right? Like there's two guys in life. Like during the trailer.
Yes.
There's the guys that
Yes.
you let like remain silenced or
No.
a notify anyway. And
yeah.
that man, honey, is a notify anyway. Charlotte Johnson couldn't catch a break.
Somebody once. It changed
Smash
that
Somebody
quickly.
once.
Somebody. I read somewhere on a YouTube video with 8 views told me, I'm not kidding. It was
views.
It was a gem.
8
Here's an
views.
interview tip. Some tip.
Tap,
Tip.
TP,
Tip.
Fump, and tap.
Fump. Mikey Day. More
Fump.
like Mikey.
Oh, tap! It just says tap on screen. Do you have a little like pardon technical difficulties graphic with you? Like it's like sparking the mic. Pardon our deaths. We'll be right back.
Oh my God.
We had a
We do now.
at SNL
Saturday Night Live?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I thought
You
it
go.
was
Very Jiminy
sneaky
Glick.
nubile.
What is that?
SNL, what does that stand for?
We did a sketch with a dog and like a real golden retriever dog, and it was Sydney
The dog from
Sweeney
Beethoven?
sitting next to a dog, and we were like, if the dog gets up or something or goes crazy, we need an auxiliary plan. So we had just in case a graphic made up that said, "Oops, like." Technical difficulties, and it was like an old school, you know those old school graphics,
yes, of
and
course.
we had him draw a picture of Lorne, and he had like 100 dogs on leashes going crazy, and it was like, pardon our difficulty, we'll be right back.
Please
Oh,
excuse
yeah,
this
it was
interruption.
something like that, like woof, we've experienced a slight hiccup.
Ruh-roh.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
I think it was like woof! Exclamation point!
Yes,
like we've hit a
yes,
snag or something.
Here's a fresh one for you. Mm-hmm. I saw name drop, but I saw Maya Rudolph recently, and I
Yes.
told her about this SNL
best.
sketch, absolute the best, that we quote all the time. Me and Val, we go, "Show it to me again." It's her and Kenan. They're like old musicians that used to date, and they keep referencing. They're very
Yes.
lurid. It's
Yes.
similar to the Lovers, like you know what I mean. It's like
Yeah.
the older
Show it to me
weirdos that are kind of like, "Show, I saw everything.
Yeah.
Show it to me now."
yes.
So Val and I are always saying to each other, "Show
You're
it to
quoting,
me now.
Show it to me now.
Show it to me again." And Maya, who is just angel food cake,
the best.
And the funniest.
So
when
funny.
When the fuck does that happen?
So lovely.
The funniest, the loveliest, and the best. It's incredible. Incredible person.
And you mean it when you say it. Because
That's
you know
right.
a lot of people, oh, they're the best.
They're the best. Oh, they got canceled? Fuck that. You know what I mean? Like you just couldn't wait to say what you really felt.
Let me tell you how I feel. No, but Maya is absolutely
She
the
didn't
best.
remember the sketch. She was very generous.
Yeah.
And I
She's like,
jogged her
"What?"
memory, and then she eventually got there. I'm wondering if that happens to you. Do people come up to you and go like, that's 5 nickels for a quarter? And you're like, what? I'm sorry, what the fuck are you talking about?
You're like, I don't recognize that, but that's good.
That's good. Ooh.
That's 5 nickels for a quarter.
That's 5 nickels for a quarter?
The next SNL you see, the cold open is just me. That's 5 nickels. I came up with that. Go to the tape. How many views? Oh, 4,000? Oh my God, that's it? No one's gonna believe me.
I think you could, if you were like Boom Goes the Dynamite.
Yeah.
You go like, and he shoots it, and it's up, and that's 5 nickels for a quarter. Like I feel like
5 nickels for a quarter there.
Oh, I like that.
That's
5
nickels for a quarter going all the way. Stops at third. Woo! Yeah, almost had 5 nickels for a quarter there. What is this phrase?
And then there's emotional uses of it, like wedding
Yeah.
vows. I go to your wedding,
Like,
and you're crying.
You're
and you're
my
like,
5
you
nickels
are 5 nickels
for a quarter.
for a quarter, but you can't quite get it out
Yeah.
because it's
And
a
I always
thrill.
said, you're my 5 nickels for a quarter. It's on a lot of greeting cards.
Kinda
Can
said
you
that.
copyright that?
5 nickels for a quarter. That was Phil Hoffman. You're 5 nickels.
I'm gonna find her. I'm gonna hurt her. Mission
Wait, our
Impossible 3.
touchstone is the same?
Philip Seymour Hoffman in Mission Impossible.
Do you have a wife? Do you have a wife? Do you have a wife?
Or a girlfriend?
I'm gonna kill her.
I'm gonna find her.
I'm gonna find her. Ethan.
Ethan.
He comes back.
Yeah.
Ethan.
He-
He
yes.
wins that scene?
Oh my God.
Are you?
I love
I
Mission
knew we
Impossible
were going to be
3.
the same motherfuckers.
I love Mission
Impossible 3 is 5 nickels for a quarter. Cheers it.
That was one of the best moments of my life.
When I said
Mission
it was 5
Impossible
nickels,
3 is 5 nickels for a quarter, and we both knew, oh, it's 5 nickels
it's
for a
5
quarter.
nickels for a quarter, though. I've talked ad nauseum about how it's a perfect movie. By the way, watch
my
Mission Impossible 1 and 2. No shade to see what J.J. Abrams did.
Oh, not
to fucking
100%.
He put his dick in the cake. Deep. Nobody's eating
That's
that
a
cake
Hollywood
after.
term.
That's
Oh,
These are
Abrams.
Hollywood terms.
Abrams put his dick in the cake on that. I mean, see the opening weekend?
They're at the 10-yard line, and Abrams put his dick in the cake.
Oh, he almost had 5 nickels for a quarter. Really tried to put his dick in the cake, unfortunately. I mean, Mission Impossible 3.
I just don't think it wasn't a surefire franchise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't, oh, we just love secret messages that self-destruct.
Yeah.
It wasn't, we just love Tom Cruise. He came in and he infused that thing with heart and
Yep.
the best villain of all time.
Yep.
All the fun. By the way, they stopped using that crew. The crew in 3 are gone in 4. I'm
Oh,
pretty
wait,
sure.
the whole, that were replaced, wasn't Ving Rhames, was he in the crew
Ving
yet?
Rhames is the only one that makes it the whole series.
Is it Simon Pegg who's in it? No.
Simon Pegg doesn't show up till 4.
Oh, wow, till Ghost Protocol.
3, it's the Irish guy.
Oh, yeah. Jonathan.
He's in a lot of
Reese?
stuff. He was in
Rice?
Match Point, which is also.
I
great.
love Match Point.
Match Point's a great movie.
Match Point's the most tense
It's
I think I've
incredible.
ever been watching a film.
It's
In terms of.
Were you raised religious? Because that points to a secret shame, like someone is after
I
you.
mean, the fact that you would be unfaithful. No, when after he's shot Nola and he's like, all of that's building up on him.
Wait, is
and
that
the
what we call
police are
Scarlett
after?
Johansson now?
She's Nola.
Who's Nola? That's
That's
New
Scarlett
Orleans.
Johansson.
But Nola
Her
is
name's
taken
Nola.
for New Orleans.
Oh, right. Maybe she was named after New Orleans in the film. Remember, she was.
Oh, the
he
character's
goes,
name is Nola.
Nola.
Wow, going character name on that.
Well-
Scarlett Johansson's always going to be Scarlett
Leave.
Johansson.
Right.
Even in the
Scarlett.
Avengers, she's
Even
Scarlett
in-
Johansson.
So Iron Man came. So Iron Man and Scarlett Johansson were there. Thor.
One of my favorite real commercials is a Avengers toy set. And it's like, it comes with something for everybody. It's like the mask from Iron Man, the shield from Captain America, the hands for Hulk, and Black Widow's just a
gun. I was going to be like,
a
gun?
black, heavy gun.
This looks like a real gun.
Like, that's a sketch right away.
100%.
Be any Avenger. And then just a kid with a fucking Glock.
I'll get you. Not with my Hulk hands. They make a sound, and then freeze. I'm Black Widow.
It cuts to the dad. It's Kenan as the dad.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly loud.
No, thank you. Kenan, the best. You
Look,
can always write Kenan in. You'll be like, well,
Guess-
I've had sketches just bomb so hard at the table, and then like Kenan enters on page 8.
Yeah.
Big laugh, nothing after. You're like, well, at least Kenan got a laugh. He's just so
Have you
perfect.
ever seen Kenan not giving everything?
100%.
He's
no,
like Will in that
absolutely
way,
not.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
I've heard that Will Ferrell would get really, really mad at himself if he
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
like give
Like
it everything.
crush
like an
a
athlete.
fellow cast member's
Exactly.
script or whatever.
If he went backstage, he'd be like, fuck, like what we see Will doing to be funny all the time.
and you're like-
but like not, this isn't like shade or like he's a rage person. He would just be really disappointed in
Yeah,
himself.
he would be upset because he wanted to do well for
Nail
his
it.
castmates. Yeah.
There's a severe, like Kenan and Will, those are the two I know that are like, take it super seriously.
Oh yeah, like he will be there for you. I remember my first season on the cast. I had this
Kenan?
sketch. Yeah, yeah, Kenan. And it was just like my first sketch that I wrote, presenting it as a cast member, and we had Kenan as a reporter, and he's just like counting on you, and he like genuinely feels like joy when people do well. It's not like this is going well. He's just like. There's like a genuine kind of
I think
love. He's rooting for you, which is it feels like very rare. There's just no kind of.
And he doesn't seem like a super complicated person, and I mean that in the best way.
Right.
Like he just, like Fred Armisen and Kenan, they both just seem kind of like happy to be here.
Yeah,
Just kinda like, well, we did that skit.
Yeah, there's
and
no
it
like.
didn't work.
Yeah.
I didn't know I could do Kenan.
I tried,
and it didn't work. It's not quite right. The impression.
Right.
I tried.
You're like, I'm workshopping my Kenan impression on stage, not going that well.
People get tense. People get upset.
Kenan's just like.
So he came through for you. What was your first sketch as a cast member?
It was Margot Robbie was the host, and it was.
Brag.
I mean, she was awesome.
Yeah.
Remarkably down to earth for like, and she was I forget, it was like right after Suicide Squad, and she's like, yeah, I'm living in a house right now with like 6 people. We're like, you have 5 roommates? What? Can you imagine? And there were like girls and guys. Can you imagine being a dude and living in a house
And Margot
with
Robbie.
Margot Robbie?
That is.
I'd be like, I'm not taking a dump in my own house. I'm going to Starbucks. I can't. This woman, not that there is any shot between me and that woman, but I just don't want her knowing when and what happens.
Margot
that I took a
Robbie
dump.
makes boys feel like most girlfriends. She can't know I poop.
Yeah.
I'm going a coffee
I've
bean.
gone full like a vacation when a relationship's relatively new.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need to shit in the lobby. I cannot.
Yeah.
It's really
Or
weird.
turn the shower on.
Yeah.
Like,
All right, I'm gonna take a shower at 2 p.m.
I'll be emerging dry. I'll be emerging dry. Can I say about Margot Robbie? What was I watching recently?
Oh, sorry, I'm so all over the place.
Zero
I can't even finish
worries.
the story, but I things happen like the Mission Impossible thing, and I'm like, we
Oh,
have
yeah,
to
we're
discuss
on-
this before that gets away from us.
We're gonna. Well, we won't forget.
We'll add that
Mission
to the
Impossible.
list.
Yeah, that's on the list.
Elden Ring, being a dad, the mechanics of Mission Impossible. We have a
Well,
running
what do you
list.
love about it? Because I talk ad nauseum about it.
I mean, well, first of all, you might not like this. The first time I saw it was on a plane. I'd since seen it.
I'm a little offended that you
television.
think I'm one of those people that's going to police how you watch Mission Impossible.
maybe like, well, then you didn't really experience it.
No.
And also when
Get
I
the
watch
fuck out of here. I watched Gravity on an Apple Watch.
this is the cinematography. You imagine Christopher Nolan I know that was a different director, but I know Christopher Nolan's always talking about like the theatrical experience.
Yeah.
Just telling that man, yeah, man, I watched Oppenheimer on an iWatch. What? I'm going
What?
to kill you.
Yeah. I look so gentle, and yet here I am. And he's kicking your ass.
Did you read that stuff about how he hated chairs on sets?
Chairs?
Christopher Nolan
Hates chairs?
He's like, don't put chairs around. Maybe it was overblown. These were just the articles. But for a while, it was like another article about how Christopher Nolan hates chairs
on set.
On set,
Why?
I guess because it promotes like
Sitting?
laziness and not working. But I can't imagine someone like Emily Blunt, if she wants to sit down, wouldn't be able to sit down.
There's another one. Elon Musk, he's come up twice, but he had that thing where he was like, as soon as it was like, I think, look, I'm not trying to defend everything this person's done.
Right.
I just remember he got some heat for saying like, we're not doing remote working. And he's like, you have to come in.
Right.
He kind of said it like a dick, but he was like, there's no way you're going to take your job as seriously over Zoom.
If you're home.
And I was like, I kind of agree. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And when you've run rooms and stuff, it's like,
It is a little
I kinda
weird,
Get the
like-
no chair. Like he wants everyone
Yeah.
fucking there,
Working. Absolutely.
Go. Let's
You
go.
get it. You get it.
I do get it. But dude, I remember when Steve Harvey put out that thing was like, when I'm in the hallway, please don't come up to me and talk to me. And people were like, what an asshole. I was
Right.
like, this guy's trying to shoot 9 episodes of
I know.
Family Feud or whatever it is a day.
He's like, I don't have
He needs
time.
boundaries and he needs them in paper. I'm not saying he couldn't have handled it better.
Right.
But I tend to side with the no chair people.
Yeah, I understand. Absolutely.
Anyway, hot take. This episode is brought to us by our friends at ARMRA Colostrum. You guys know I'm obsessed with ways to strengthen my immunity, as well as my fitness, endurance, my metabolism, as well as my hair and my skin radiance. If only there was one product that tackled all of those things. Well, there is. It's ARMRA Colostrum. Colostrum is a big topic these days. I keep hearing it coming up. What is it? Colostrum is the first nutrition we receive in life, and it contains all of the essential nutrients our bodies need to thrive. I'm talking about reactivating hair growth and glowing skin so you feel beautiful, amazing, handsome, gorgeous, reducing inflammation and puffiness in your face and neck, as well as stimulating stem cells to produce collagen and increase elasticity. That alone would be an amazing reason to take ARMRA Colostrum, but there's more. I'm talking about igniting your metabolism and fortifying gut health so you feel less bloated. That is a huge one for me. In fact, the first change I noticed the first time I took ARMRA was I was like, it seemed to neutralize all the bloat in my gut. Was feeling amazing. It also stabilizes your blood sugar and accelerates fat burning. It also fuels your fitness performance and your recovery. ARMRA Colostrum is a proprietary concentrate of bovine colostrum that harnesses over 400 living bioactive nutrients that rebuild the barriers of your body and fuel cellular health for a host of research-backed health benefits. It's wholly natural, sustainable, and was developed with the highest integrity using grass-fed cows in the U.S., and they guarantee the highest potency and bioavailability of any colostrum on the market for results you can see and actually feel, and I can attest to that. And we've worked out a special offer for weirdos. Receive 15% off your first order. Go to tryarmra.com/weird or enter weird at checkout for 15% off your first order. That's tryarmra.com/weird. We're also brought to us by our friends at TUSHY. Val and I love our TUSHY bidet. I don't understand why in 2024 you're still using toilet paper to clean your butt after a deuce. Think about it. If you had poop on your hand, would you just wipe it with paper and just be like, I'm good, and go about your day? No, you would power wash it off with high-powered water for a real clean that you can feel and feel good about. So, just like power blasting dry leaves off your driveway with a high-powered hose, a TUSHY bidet uses a precise stream of clean water to get your butt tip-top, especially now in the sticky summer season, triple S. You need to get your number 2 game up with TUSHY. TUSHY is easy, it's fast, and once you try it, you will never go back. I thought it would feel weird or would have a hard time finding the bullseye, but nope. First use, bam, A-OK. An A in that A-OK stands for ass. Finds the target first try, bam, and makes pooping any other way feel primitive, backwards, and Stone Age. This is like a midday shower in 5 seconds after every poo, which I'm going to say is the way God intended. They have lots of different kinds. The classic permanent bidet that attaches to your existing toilet, which is what we have. And they have the TUSHY Travel, which is amazing. For the first time I've seen a portable travel bidet that travels with you discreetly. TUSHY bidets are easy to install, less than 10 minutes, and those 10 minutes will change your life. Get a real clean bottom and help keep away hemorrhoids, UTIs, and yeast infections, and step up your butt into the future with a science fiction level of clean with TUSHY. Just sit down, relax, and turn the knob for a precise stream of fresh water on your butt. So stay fresh all summer long and join the 2 million butts who've already switched to TUSHY. For a limited time, our listeners get 10% off their first bidet when you use code WEIRD at checkout. That's 10% off your first bidet at hellotushy.com/weird with promo code WEIRD. HELLOTUSHY.com with promo code WEIRD. All right, back to the show.
What were you saying?
You see that whole controversial video Pete Holmes talking about chairs?
We could use the clicks. I also think chairs are stupid.
You're welcome, ad people. I talked about chairs.
Do you have a wife? Do you have a wife?
Back to Mission
Do you
Impossible.
have a wife? I'm going to kill her.
I'm going to hurt her.
It's fine. It's a $1,000 custom shirt.
I'm going to kill her. That whole scene,
Read
I was
this.
like...
Read this.
Yes.
Quick.
Read this. Read it. Tom Cruise, amazing. Read this.
Tom Cruise.
Astonishing in that. Astonishing in everything. He's like on my...
Except Oblivion. We didn't like
Oblivion. I didn't see
Oblivion. I wasn't even asking. I'm assuming that we're the same person.
I was neutral on Oblivion.
I wanted to like Oblivion.
Yeah. Edge of Tomorrow. Do you like Live,
Love
Die,
Edge
Repeat?
of Tomorrow.
All right. Good.
Should have been called Live, Die, Repeat.
Yeah. I agree.
They...
Sometimes I think about it. Edge of Tomorrow should have been called Live, Die, Repeat. But it's more fun. It's Edge of Tomorrow feels very kind of generic type
Well,
film,
that's the
right?
problem with it. Most movies, Terminator 2, Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
You know
It's
what I mean?
always
It could have been-
Rise. Now it's Dawn. I feel like Dawn's the new Rise.
Dawn's the new Rise.
Dawn of this. Dawn of
It's
that.
the Notify Anyway
Yeah.
of movie genre.
I think Notify Anyway has legs.
As a movie?
Yeah,
title?
I think it has legs as a cultural touchstone, as you were talking about.
But that's what I'm
then
saying.
Also, when it eventually, when it's about to die out, it becomes a movie. Oh, it takes a little longer.
Like Walk of Shame. Like
Yes,
once
yes.
Walk of Shame start, I'm telling you, you can trend jokes, and I think it's
Yes.
fascinating. And I'm telling you, this is like my Mad Money.
Yeah,
Bet, and I'm welcoming you to
Dude,
bet.
a joke
Use it.
type Mad Money show. You're
Notify
like, all right.
Anyway is hot. And you know
Yes.
what we're always tracking? My wife. Like, where's my wife
Yeah.
this week? My wife is actually going strong.
Yeah,
My wife is the
my
strongest.
wife is now like what you do, like, hey, he's the funniest guy at my work. My wife.
You do
Everyone
it as a
laughs.
joke.
Yeah, and they're like, what? He's just doing Borat. What?
But it doesn't
You know what I mean?
matter.
It's
my
still-
wife is the Amazon of the stock market of jokes.
Okay,
My wife.
it's always
It never
trending
really.
up.
It's like real estate.
Yes.
Put your money in my wife.
You
Notify
gotta
any-
tell everyone investing, put money in my wife.
But you couldn't be more correct that
Yeah.
Notify Anyway will be hot for a while, if I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
And then as it starts to dip, Netflix you'll see Ali Wong
Yeah.
Notify Anyway.
Notify Anyway.
And you're going to be like, Jesus
and
Christ.
it'll be like number one.
It's like Call Me Maybe.
Yeah.
You know it's on the way out because
Yeah.
movies take a couple years to make.
100%.
So they're like, start
Yep.
writing Notify Anyway now.
Yes. And it's always a trailer moment. Do you know what was huge in trailers for a while? This was a while ago. It's declined a long time ago. I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Do you remember that in every
I
trailer?
literally have the chills because
It would always be like, I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Even-
This summer.
Dawn of the Planet of the
Dawn of
Terminator
the
Apes.
Edge of Tomorrow. Terminator
Wait,
Apes.
the Terminator Apes.
Yeah, the Terminator Apes. Did you audition for Terminator Apes? Dude, I'm a Terminator Ape.
I'm yelling to my wife, do you know how humiliating it is to audition for a Terminator Ape and not get it?
You're on set, one of those mocap suits.
And you can see it
Damn, I don't have time for this right now, honey.
and in Village, they're watching a Terminator Ape fight.
Like,
Because they can do it in real time
yeah,
now.
and they're like, you're on your phone.
God damn it!
When's my general meeting for Notify Anyway?
Can we roll on this? Where is it cake? I'm going to say something bold. Is it cake as a joke stock? I mean, the phrase,
Yeah.
is it cake?
Oh, yeah.
I never
You
would
can
have
do it.
invested. I think it's too,
Yeah.
it's a cheap stock. I'm
Yeah.
not saying the show.
Right, I
Nothing about the
understand.
show or you. I'm saying people
like,
that
hey,
go like,
is it cake?
Is it cake?
Yeah.
I sort of.
Hey, baby, is it cake?
Yeah. Let me guess. It was cake?
I'm a Brooklyn construction worker
Oh!
in the 90s.
Sweetheart, is it cake? It's the new do fries come with that shake, which is one of the weirdest come ups.
That is very weird.
It's saying like I'm watching you jiggle. Can I also
Yeah.
get fries?
Yeah, it's
With
a
the
little
shake,
It's built around shake,
It's
and
begging you to see a double meaning in shake.
Yeah,
I'm shaking?
Yeah, and
Maybe
also-
if a chocolate shake was called a jiggle,
yeah.
then I'd go, can I get fries with that jiggle?
Then I'd invest. Mad Money jokes. We'll be right back on Pete Holmes.
But I'm not buying Mad Money jokes. Still strong.
I
10
totally know
years.
what you mean, the life of things, and because when it's in like a major studio trailer, you're like, okay, like, am I being punked? That was a
Punked.
huge one.
But where is it cake? Not that you're the arbiter or the authority on it. Have you ever heard like when I just did Is It Cake? That's how we met, and I was very tempted.
Yes.
But I don't want to
was
make dumb
so
jokes.
excited, by
is
the way,
the
when
podium cake? Is your microphone cake? Like that's
Yeah.
the area you want to go. Like I get it. One of the contestants is cake.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm sure they've heard it all. We're gonna stay away
Right.
from that area. Have you
Are
heard
you
any
cake?
good Is It Cake jokes?
I mean, I think it was because the whole thing was based on sort of the trend on the internet of people making stuff out of cake.
Oh wait, they didn't make it up. They were following a trend.
They had seen these videos. I think it was a lot during the pandemic because I remember hearing about
cake
the
pandemic?
show, the cake pandemic, when pie ruled over. That's dawn of cake, decline of pie, or something.
Terminator apes eating pandemic cakes.
So the movie's about Terminator apes and cake rising.
Can
Dawn of
I
cake.
say the most serious thing I've ever said?
Yeah.
A romantic comedy called Notify Anyway, starring a Terminator ape.
And it's set against the backdrop of like the rise of cake.
Yes.
That from the producers of Notify Anyway. They went crazy on their second with the Terminator apes.
Wait a minute. Is Notify Anyway a horror movie?
Oh, because there
'Cause
is
it's
like
like-
friend request. That's a good call.
But it's also would have a much easier time selling it. But it's like you're texting help.
I think if we can,
And you have to hit Notify Anyway, and you know it kind of
Yeah.
like shakes and comes up. It's a scary thing.
100%.
Notify Anyway.
Dong.
I
And
did-
then maybe it's a person that maybe they don't recognize the number, but they click yes, Notify Anyway, and that's what starts off lets this person into their life. Does that
Have
make
you ever
sense?
gotten a text that's just a random? Has anyone ever figured out your phone number from the internet?
No. What about you?
Oh yeah.
And you had to change it? Pete Davidson changes his phone number literally in my phone at one point was Pete 1, Pete new, Pete 3, Pete 4, Pete 5 new. It was like
Yes.
And you'd text him and it would just
Hey.
go to red. Yo, dude, I changed my number. By
I
the
changed
way.
my number again. I'm the king of
Yo,
Staten Island.
dude, I changed my number. That's my Pete. Not very good. The dog loves it.
But what I love about that is that means 6 people have Pete Davidson's old number,
I know.
which means 6 random New York people are getting invites to.
I'm getting texts from those beautiful women in the world. What's happening? Okay.
Wait! That's Notify Anyway.
Notify Anyway.
Pete Davidson changes his phone. Some schlub
Or a fictional
gets his old phone.
Pete type.
Yeah, a fictional Pete
we
type.
could get Pete to play it, even if he plays himself.
Yeah, but
or
it's
a Pete type.
David Peetson.
See-
David Peetson
just
is
have him
on
play Pete.
Nightly Saturday Live, and he just changed his
Everything's
phone
just
at
off.
TANT.
That's another thing in movies when it's like, here, just go on Searchly and find out. And you're like, they can't say Google. They have to say Searchly.
When Val, my wife, is the funniest. I love her, and we're in Canada, and everything is called like Shop and Look.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, "This is like we're in
Shop
a movie."
by.
They can't afford
They can't do corporate.
Best Look. It looked, and what she wouldn't get this, but I'm like, yeah, it's like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like clucking stuff.
Style shop.
Like they're
Clothes World. It's stuff like that. He just went into Clothes World.
Clothes World.
Yeah. And you're like, Clothes World.
Canada is video game movie world.
With all their businesses and
their fake government and their fake money.
Where were you? I was at the shop by. Shop by? Okay. See, there's no shop by in Mission Impossible 3.
That's right.
He's running. He went left. He's going into the shop by. Tom Cruise would be like, there's no store name Shop by, so that's going to take the audience out.
One of my favorites in the movie Comedian, Jerry Seinfeld, they did a rough cut of it, and they put in all this great music, and Seinfeld liked it so much, he just paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to keep the music.
Let's not get the generic version.
And I bet T. Cruz is right, by the way. You need to go to Google.
Yeah.
You're telling me Sony Pictures can't call Google and say, hey, can we use Google?
Yeah, in a Sony
Why
movie.
am I telling Jeeves this?
In a Sony movie, you know it's a Sony movie, and everyone in a coffee shop has like a Sony ThinkPad. What?
That's exactly right.
Sony stuff.
I talked to somebody who was on Ted Lasso, and I was like, I forget what it was, but there's a point in the second season of Ted Lasso where a woman is hit by a car on her bike. Do you remember it was like the therapist?
My son's favorite show is Ted Lasso.
Really?
Yeah.
Condolences. Just kidding. It's just a hot burn.
2 seasons, right? They just did 2?
3.
3. They did 3. Got it.
The 2 that you're talking about were the pandemic seasons when everyone Tiger Kinged that shit.
Oh, Tiger
Season
King.
3 was Ted Lasso going like, all right, we're married.
Yep.
Do we still fuck? And we were like, not as much.
Right.
We still do.
But they told their story and got out, like the British Office. Like, do you like the British Office?
I feel like at this point, I could raise your child. And like no one would notice.
We're switching.
Love British Off. I've seen every
Changed my
episode
life,
at least 6 times. Me too.
I watch it once a year and
Can't.
still laugh just as hard.
He went home and got it.
He went home to get it.
He went home
Space
to get
Marines
it.
came down when he's going, you're not going to be fired. You're not going to be fired. You know, you're not going to be. Are you
What about
saying
this one?
You cheated medical science. No. He's so
Unbelievable.
I mean, I could go
Wait,
on
what
for
is
hours.
cheated medical science?
That's when, remember, David Brent wants to be named. They're like, well, they voted on who would be named. And he goes, yeah, I didn't want that. Anyway, he goes, they've actually voted 3 out of 5 in favor of you, David, to take over a different branch, meaning his branch would be like,
Made redundant.
dissolved into the other branch. Anyway, so he's all like, he goes, I'll take it. Immediately, like, throws his branch under the bus. And then he comes back at the party and he goes, I told them to take that job and shove it up their ass. The other branch. And everyone's like, yay. And then the other guy's like, I heard you didn't get the job because you had high blood pressure. And he goes, convenient that I had high blood pressure on the day that I was tested. And he goes, are you saying you cheated medical
science? And
he goes, no. Anyway,
God.
The whole thing is beautiful.
Unbelievable.
Still
My
makes
favorite
me cry.
is
the Christmas special.
Of course. What are you? Never give up?
What are you, heartless?
What are you, heartless? Never give up? My favorite British Office joke is he goes, I won't be able to get it perfectly. Maybe between the two of us we will.
Yeah.
But he goes,
I'm already laughing.
I know. He talks about being gay, and he's like, apparently 1 out of 3 seems a bit high.
Seems a bit high.
And he goes,
who is he? Do you know who he's talking to?
I think I don't
Tim?
remember. But somehow he says, and they do it the wrong way. Not the wrong way, a way. He's talking about anal sex. He goes, a lot of the men do it the wrong way. Not the wrong way, a way.
A way.
And then he goes, and this is the best line in the whole thing, and he goes, a lot of women like it the wrong way.
So Yeah. All right.
He's trying to be inclusive and says a lot of women like it the wrong way.
Ken talks himself in a circle, like digs his own hole better
Endless.
than any I've seen. When they give Gareth the little, it's like a novelty toy from like Spencer's Gifts.
Come on,
and it's
baby.
the guy, oh no! And then
He jizzes his pants.
Yeah, when Tim's like, I actually think Gareth would be better for the position.
And you can hear it.
And you just hear, oh no, in the back, his little dumb toy. I mean, yeah.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
I mean, the shared references here are
Endless.
feel like we're
But can I say
kindred
something?
spirits.
I
here.
agree. That show and shows like it, Arrested Development, I'm going to throw in.
Yep.
Just comedies like that, I think, and I hope shows like this, like conversations like this, there's a certain, I watched that and I remember growing up in the 80s, as we both did, 80s, 90s, going like, the whole world seemed to be like, come on, baby.
Oh,
And you're
yeah.
like, what the fuck is going on
I
here?
know.
I remember one of my dad's employees being a funny guy, was having a hat with a really long bill, and the hat says, my bill is longer than yours. And that was comedy. And
Have you seen Ed's hat? I'm telling you, Peter, it's the funniest man you'll ever meet. Yeah, the bar and shirts were very just like
shirts, tuxedo
who
shirt,
farted in big block
or like
letters?
just a lady's bosom on your
Yeah.
shirt, female body inspector.
Yeah. Yes, free mammograms, place hands here.
I'm not a
stuff like-
gynecologist, but I'll take a look.
Yeah.
All that
Remember
stuff.
Co-ed Naked, that
You just made my
clothing brand?
co-ed naked skiing.
Co-ed Naked billiards get felt on the table. I remember that one and being like, that is freaking awesome. It's like that and no fear too.
No fear.
The cool
That wasn't
athletes
religious,
always.
was it?
No.
No, it was just like
No fear.
because honestly,
You're being persecuted.
because the Christian
You're dying for
world that
their
I grew up in
sins.
had a lot of like, they would take whatever the trend was. I
Right.
bet there are Christian no fear.
Oh, I'm
shirts.
sure. Like
Co-opting.
equating like the crucifixion with
Totally.
it's like
Well, they had Mountain Dew. It said he meant to die for you in the Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Or Jesus Christ, he's the real thing, like the Coca-Cola.
Yes.
And I
so
was
they
like,
adapt to various brands.
and I was like, I love comedy, and I'm a big church kid. Am I supposed to be wearing this shit?
Do I have to wear that though? Can I just have my faith?
Co-ed naked ski, and then it was all puns and Abercrombie and Fitch, and
Yep.
I remember like The Onion being one of the first things,
Yeah,
and The
Onion,
Office,
super funny.
and Arrested, where I was like,
Yeah.
I knew there was a better way to do this.
Yes.
And when they make fun of comedy,
Right.
it's really healing to me. Shows that go like, it's not just come on, baby,
Baby. Yeah.
or like beer goggles or like X-ray
Yes.
specs. Comedy can be so stupid. So when I saw comedy making fun of David Brent making fun of someone who thinks he's funny,
Yeah,
that
he's
was
the
my
guy
whole
who thinks
life.
he's fun. Yes.
Was someone being like, Dr. Dre,
Yeah.
there's your Wordsworth,
just
Tupac.
Yeah. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. Lots of that. I mean,
But that,
When
you
he-
and I, it's funny now, but growing up in the 80s, don't you remember those guys that were
Yes.
like, one day,
yeah. You'll
keep
be
your
here
head down, you'll be in the hot seat.
Have you seen the outtakes when Martin Freeman's like, if you're
Let's
going to
just-
do that, I cannot not laugh at that.
Yeah.
It's so.
Well, you keep your head down, you'll be in the hot seat.
Right here. When he plays the guitar for Dawn, it's about Princess Diana. When he's like, yep. Every breath you take. I mean, when he has the guitar and he feels all cool and he looks at that painting, goes, can you imagine him in a band? What's the vibe for the second? Just his subtle nuance of changed behavior, feeling cool that he had a guitar.
Yeah.
It's just that subtlety. I just remember. I remember not liking it in the beginning because I couldn't understand it
Oh, yeah, me too.
because of the accent.
Subtitles
And,
on.
Yeah, and then I watched it again and was like, okay, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then it was just,
And actually,
I was done.
It was an
so
ad
good.
in The Onion that said The Office is the funniest, like something like it's in the top 1% of the funniest things of all time.
Oh,
So
really?
That's why
It was in The
It was
Onion.
in The Onion
Oh, that's
on
fantastic.
DVD.
The Onion is always so funny.
And it has
Always.
the poem. So,
Which one? Don't
Excalibur.
marry me. I'm thinking,
Excalibur.
which one?
I want to read it. We're going to read it. We're going to read it. We're going to read it. It's
Dude, they talked about the British office for so long.
And then they got back to Dark Souls. It's called Excalibur.
This is so dorky.
By David.
Wait. One of his songs? Not one of
No,
his
it's a
songs.
poem.
The spaceman
Excalibur.
came down to answer some things. The world gathered round from racial. So,
You
and
are
then
now
Free Love Freeway.
colorblind.
You are now colorblind. Racial.
Racial. All right, this is Excalibur.
Gareth, what's your fantasy? Me, two lesbians. I'm
Sisters.
just watching.
He says
Yeah.
sisters.
I'd like to hear more from Gareth. It's the first time I'd ever. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'd like to hear more from
Dutch girls need, he goes like, let's just type in, as an experiment, sex.
Gareth. Oh, yeah.
42,900 results. Just click one at random. Dutch girls need to be punished for having big boobs.
It's.
And he goes, they don't need to be punished. They should be celebrated. Treated equal. Treated equal.
Yeah. So, yeah. There is no room 213. Sometimes the complaints will be false when he's role playing. Sorry, I could quote it forever.
I think there's been a
and
rape
people
up
are
there.
bored right now.
Have you
People are
been to
bored.
I think there's been a rape up there.com?
There's a.
It's just that clip over
and
it
it just
looping.
loops. It's one of those.
It's just him going, I think there's been a rape up there. Get their
Over
attention. Get
and then
their
it
atten-
loops?
It's just that line.
That is a website that exists.
It's up there with You're Just Jealous. I've been online all day chatting with
Oh,
babes.com.
right.
All right, this is Excalibur by David Brent. I froze your tears and made a dagger. Stabbed it in my cock. He looks at her when he says cock.
Who is he talking to? Don? Oh, he's talking to Don.
He goes, and stabbed it in my cock forever. It stays there like Excalibur. Are you my Arthur? Say you are. Take this cool, dark, steeled blade. Steal it, sheathe it in your lake. I'd drown with you to beat it. I know. I'd drown with you to be together. Must you breathe? 'Cause I need heaven. It's the best. It's the best bad poem of all
it
time.
Sounds legit.
Must you breathe? 'Cause I
Yes.
need heaven. And then he looks at you like that's the most profound thing I've ever said in my life.
It was, I mean, beautiful, and the small, the way they just project that small town, and just
Slow.
it's always gray outside. It's
I
just
know.
so well done.
I believe they thought,
No.
a lot of people thought it was a real doc when it came out. Documentary.
Oh yeah.
These are
Oh
industry
yeah, that's
terms.
what they said. They were like,
Yeah.
have you seen that documentary about that awful man who's that boss? He's like, such a wonderful series. I'm so glad it was made. Ricky Gervais is someone that I've never met him. I'd just be afraid to meet him because I feel like, what if I met him and he was in a bad mood or just whatever? You know what I mean? I want to leave it at, if I met him, I bet he'd like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead
I feel that way
he
about
doesn't like me.
Steve Martin.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
would be the guy that I'd be
Yeah.
like, whoops.
I'm sorry, I ruined everything with
Whoops-a-doodle.
one sentence.
Whoops-a-doodle.
He is a very nice
Stephen Martin?
Yeah, but it is a little, intimidating. You're just like, when you're trying way too hard to be cool, like, yeah, and he's right. If something comes up, like, what was that? Oh yeah, the jerk. Oh yeah, I remember that. You're like trying to be way too cool. One time, it was when back to Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
We were blocking a sketch, and there was they were resetting cameras or something. And it was just like me and her on this little stage. So just talking. She was very nice, and she mentioned something. This movie Focus she did, and she was like, yeah, because last summer I was shooting a movie called Focus, and I had just seen it, but it came out in my kind of nervous, and I just went, oh, I saw Focus. just like that. So a normal conversation, I'm not exaggerating, and this human being goes, oh, I saw Focus. Because I had just seen it. It wasn't like, oh, I just saw that. I went, oh, I saw Focus. I still think about it on the reg. I saw folks. Oh, I saw. She was very nice and went, "Oh, great."
Thank
Just
you.
So friendly and so nice. But I mean, definitely one of those moments I look back on like, "Ooh,
Whoopsie-doodle.
that sucked." Now let me ask you really quick: were you into Ninja Turtles? Yeah, they were my life. The first movie. This is so dorky. When the Leonardo.
Did we just become best friends? Is that Randy Jackson? That's all I had. I'm not going to have him not sign something.
Did we just become best friends?
I forgot to
anyway.
ask. Do you like guacamole?
Oh my God, I could quote that as well.
We watch it once a year. We limit it to once a year.
Once a year?
Yeah.
Endless.
One of the greats.
Anyway.
Funny credits. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
If you have an opening sequence
Another thing,
that lays all the pipe for the movie.
Yes.
They meet.
Yes.
The brothers are together. Title card.
And it doesn't feel like, and it feels just fun.
It's not rushed. You believe it.
Yeah.
They're kissing. I have a 40-year-old son.
Yes.
I have a 40-year-old son.
Yes.
They meet.
Another thing when we were younger, the animated title sequence. Like for a movie like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
3 Men and a Baby.
Or Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Yeah.
Funny cartoons.
Yeah, we loved it.
Just kind of wacky.
Also, just getting drawn on a boardwalk was like hot.
Yeah.
Wearing jam shorts and getting like an insulting caricature of yourself.
Yeah. Did you have a hypercolor? Being like this? Hey.
Can I ask you something real?
Yeah.
What percentage of the success of... How serious am I being right now?
I was like, oh,
What?
we're going to talk about something of worth.
No. What percentage of the popularity of hypercolor can you attach to girls are going to want me to touch them and girls are going to touch me?
Oh, like, hey, check it out.
You wear it and everyone wants to touch you.
Yeah, with the hand.
With the hand. You put your hand and then your hand.
I'd
And
say,
you put it over your thing and you blow.
yeah. Hey guys,
Like,
look.
can I ask a second real question? Where's hypercolor now? You think I wouldn't be wearing a hypercolor right now?
I know. I thought they brought him back for a little while, but maybe not under the official hypercolor brand. I think if you look up like...
It's like how you can buy the hat from Back to the Future too.
Yes.
The every
which I
color hat.
own, and I have a hoverboard as well. A prop hoverboard.
Really?
Yeah. It doesn't
Nice.
work, though.
Not on water.
But remember hearing...
You got to get a pit bull.
Oh. McFly, you bojo! I have a pit bull now.
Can I tell you the
Let's
most
go.
embarrassing
Back to
thing?
the Future,
I'm going to tell you. We're going to go back to Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
This
is the dorkiest conversation.
No, we're loving it.
You've ever,
we're Dracula
that will
dead and
ever
loving it.
be here. You like discuss like comedy with comedians and you like break it down. And I'm like, were you into Ninja Turtles? Let
Yes.
me quote the British Office for 10 minutes.
Look. Do you think I don't need this so badly?
Okay, Back to the Future. Let's
I'm loving every
go.
second. The character that I thought I was the robot guy that could play sound effects. Remember like in the diner when they're like,
Are you chicken?
Like,
That was you.
It's basically, by the way, that guy's just a guy with an iPad with the sound effect app open. Like, that's so weird.
That is a thing now that
That's
you
a
can
thing.
do.
You could be that guy, and no one's being that guy.
You're absolutely
That's
right.
the most 80s guess on what the future is going to be like. People are going to have sound effects.
Yep. Robots. It's always. So you related to that guy?
And I had
One
a
of Griff's
full-on-
goons?
I was a goon. And I had this fantasy that if a girl ever broke up with me, I'd have a button that would play the song Breaking Up Is Hard to Do. Then I would shrug and would hug and stay friends. She'd be like, it's not working out.
How old were you?
Wow. When did Back to the Future come out? I feel like I was in my teens.
You're like with a girl, and you're like, she's being a little distant. I'm gonna bring my sound effect and be ready
I'm always
for this
wearing them.
moment.
Breaking up is hard. I would have it because I was him.
Immediately be able to recall it, bring it up on the database, right?
Yes.
I guess if you thought maybe you were breaking up, you'd like preload it.
I'd preload it.
But if it came out of nowhere,
And then I'd have another one that would be like, I only want to be with you.
I don't want to be with you.
When Hootie hosted, were you nervous?
Hootie? Yeah.
Did Hootie ever do SNL?
maybe
Hootie
as a
had to
musical
do it.
guest.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
did Hootie
Hootie.
host and musical guest?
I don't think
Dang.
Darius hosts.
Darius Rucker, right? Darius
Rucker sells records, guys. That's an agent. Hey, Rucker sell records. Then he
Rucker
hangs
sells
up
records. I
5
mean-
nickels for a.
Oh, you beat me to it. I was gonna go. I mean, the latest album was 5 nickels.
So
for
the
a quart.
first Ninja Turtles movie, the live action, you were about it.
I was about 10, and
Yeah, that means I was 11.
so
And I
when I
loved it.
first saw it,
The poster with them all peeking
oh
out.
yeah, when Leonardo jumped onto the screen, the first time you see a real Ninja Turtle,
Yeah.
my breath was literally taken away. I went. Another time I did that in a film, not ashamed of this, was in Titanic, seeing Titanic in the movie theater
Yeah.
the first time.
Yeah.
When Leo's like, okay, Rose, when they're going down at the very end, when the ship's like making its final plunge, and Leo's like, okay, the suction's going to try and suck you down. So what's going to happen? As soon as we get under the water, take a deep breath, okay? And swim for the surface. Ready? And I went, and took a deep breath. And I was on a date with a girl, too, a high school date, so
Cute.
very tame, and went, I was
she
so
catch you?
into it. No, I took a breath alongside Leo and Kate.
Up until a few years ago, anytime someone's holding their breath in a
Mm-hmm.
movie, I'm giving it a try. I'm going 1 for 1. Guess who's going to beat you at that game?
Uh-oh.
T. Cruz.
T. Cruz.
Mission Impossible.
Mission
4?
Impossible 4 is when he goes underwater?
I think it's when he goes into the water-cooled vault looking for the
Yeah.
microchip.
And he really held his breath.
Did he?
They're like, he learned to hold his breath for like 17 minutes. That dude he's like, I'm going to learn how to fly a helicopter and put it into something called a death stall where I cut the engine and then like all of that stuff he does. He
can't.
flies fighter
I
jets.
can't.
It's crazy.
I've always said 20 minutes in an elevator, I'm a Scientologist. If it's with him,
Oh, my
if it's with
God.
him, I'd do it.
I'd be like, yeah,
For the meet and greet, I'd be
to
like,
hang out with Tom Cruise.
yeah, these goddamn.
I can see myself because I'm so just like immediately enthralled, or I'd be like, sure, yeah, I'll pay $30,000 for these set of 11 books.
Someone I know, I won't name him because Scientology can be so weird,
Yeah.
worked with T. Cruz. And this is a powerful person. T. Cruz said, you got to check out the church.
And they did?
And they didn't.
And they
But
didn't.
as T. Cruz is walking away, he goes, "It'll blow your mind." And I was like, I'm not letting T. Cruz walk away. T. Cruz says it's going to blow my mind.
It'll blow your mind.
I'm there.
Okay.
I'm there.
See, I think for me, it would have to be like hanging out with Tom Cruise and he goes, let's go by the church. Then
Together.
I think I'd be like, okay, I'm with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
But see, on a recommendation, I still don't think.
Oh, no. I need to be walked in.
With
I need to
him.
be, all my audits
Yeah.
need to be him being like, great, that's great.
Yeah.
Like me and Cruz.
So in this fake scenario, it feels like, oh man, I'm kind of getting deep in this church and I don't want to be, but I need to be friends with Tom Cruise. It's like,
mean-
how far do you go? You know what I mean?
The whole way. Let's put it this way. Real talk.
Yeah.
You and T. Cruz are on a deserted island. I'm
Okay.
not asking how long before you do it.
Okay.
I'm asking how long before you just become a Scientologist. No one knows. No one will
Oh,
know.
like you're
You'll
on this
be
island?
So much happier if you just like get into it. Do it.
Right.
Do it.
And does he share all their
Secrets.
various beliefs? You know how I guess you rise and get to the top.
That's what I'm
and then
saying. You
you're-
go up the, what is it called? You go up the ladder.
Oh, it's like I don't know what they call it. I'm not sure.
I think it's a ladder or something.
Yeah.
But if T. Cruz, a shirtless T. Cruz in tattered shorts every day while I'm eating a coconut by a fire he
First
started.
of all, he would have built the shelter.
Of course.
He'd be like, we're near the equator, so we definitely.
Yes.
You'd be like, okay.
He's putting like dandelion seeds in the air and gauging where water might be.
Yeah, and I would just be the person who gets what he needs. I need some thick palm fronds. Okay. Bring the wrong thing. He would so be that guy, too.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Once you dead stall a helicopter,
Yeah.
maybe
you can
your
build a
religion
shelter.
is true.
You're like, needless to say, and you hand me a little Scientology flyer. There you go. Just come to one meeting.
Mikey.
One.
It'll blow your mind.
This episode is brought to us by our friends at LMNT. You guys know by now that healthy hydration isn't just about drinking water. It's about drinking water plus electrolytes. But if you, like me, you grew up in the 90s or even now, that usually means an electrolyte drink that's packed with like 30 grams of sugar. It's basically like drinking a soda. It's insane. LMNT is here to fix all of that. It's perfect hydration with no junk and no BS. It's the dialed in, science-backed blend of sodium, potassium, and magnesium that floods your cells with everything it needs to fight off headaches, low energy, cramps, confusion, or worse after a workout. For me personally, it's how I jumpstart my day. It's replaced my morning cup of coffee. It has for many years. I find it incredibly energizing. I also find that it gives my brain all the neuroconnectivity it needs and lights me up, and I'm ready to go. I love my LMNT in the morning. I love the watermelon salt flavor. That's my favorite. And now I am obsessed with their LMNT sparkling cans, which I have delivered to the house. Their black cherry lime flavor is incredible and is a huge crowd pleaser when people are at the house and they just want to try it and see what all the buzz is about. People love cracking one open. They love the taste and they love the way it makes you feel. The optimum ratio of sodium, potassium, and magnesium to give you health, performance, and energy. It also tastes amazing, and we have a wonderful offer from LMNT. Just go to drinklmnt.com/weird. Use promo code WEIRD to get a free LMNT sample pack of every flavor when you order any order, including the new LMNT Sparkling, the bold 16-ounce cans of sparkling electrolyte water. So it's a free LMNT sample pack. You can try all of the flavors, which you definitely want to do. Some of them are pretty out there, meaning I didn't know I would love chocolate mint salt, but I do. Or the chocolate chai. I love all the chocolate flavors. I drink them hot. Or even the mango chili, which is a spicy electrolyte drink. I didn't know I needed that in my life, but I did. So it's like a $14 value. You get it free with any purchase. And if LMNT doesn't exceed your expectations, they have a no questions asked refund policy. You don't even need to send it back. So support your body, support the show. Go to drinklmnt.com/weird. Get your free sample pack with any purchase. That's drinklmnt.com/weird. We're also brought to us by our friends at Hostage Tape. You guys know this by now. I saw Hostage Tape, probably like you, on social media. People putting a precise, dialed in, perfectly sized piece of tape over their mouth to sleep. And of course, I was like, that's insane. What is that? Well, it turns out it's not insane. The first time I tried it, it was easy. It was as natural as just a regular night of going to rest. I laid down, my mouth was closed, my brain gets the message, it goes, use the nose. And why do we want to use the nose? Well, breathing through your nose means 20% more oxygen. That alone, imagine 8-9 hours of flooding your brain with 20% more oxygen. It means deeper sleep. It means waking up feeling refreshed and energized. It's incredible. It's one of the greatest life hacks I have discovered. I haven't so much as taken a nap without Hostage Tape since I discovered it. It even reduces your risk of sleep apnea, helps with snoring. In my case, eliminated it entirely, and it helps with oral hygiene and bad breath, which is true. Last time I went to the dentist, they were like, do you breathe through your nose or your mouth when you sleep? You got to breathe through your nose. I was worried it was going to feel restrictive. It doesn't. It feels natural. So you need to try this. If you want to sleep better tonight, get Hostage Tape into your nightly routine. I tried it once. I'm hooked for life. Hostage Tape doesn't smell like super glue. It fits perfectly. It comes off easily in the morning, but stays on all night. They are the official sleep and breathing aid of the UFC for a reason. They are the real deal. And we have a special offer worked out for weirdos. Get a 6-month supply for $99. That's $50 off when you go to hostagetape.com/weird. This is the only place where Hostage Tape is selling a 6-month bundle for $99. Save $50. Go to hostagetape.com/weird. Support your sleep and support this show. Sleep better tonight at hostagetape.com/weird. What about, let's talk a little bit about Gosling before we forget. What was he like? Because there he is on the wall. Love Daddy Goss.
Oh, the best person
Hey, Mikey.
ever.
Hey, man.
The coolest dude.
Was he always
I love
quiet
him.
like he is in movies?
He's right. He's like, hey.
Hey, what's up?
He's.
I don't think we should do that.
He's like.
See, he has someone on the inside that's tracking joke trends. Did you see Fall Guy?
Yeah.
Remember in Fall Guy,
I
he's
love
like,
Fall Guy.
you got to eat some carbohydrates for basic brain function. It's glucose. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's
That
insider trading.
Right.
He's so right on the money that
Oh,
the
yeah.
joke trend now is in
on the up.
defense of carbs.
Yes.
Where there was a time when you go, what are you on the all carb diet?
Yes.
Like that's 90s. Now Gosling is spearheading
Yes.
in Fall Guy with that one joke. I was like, good to know.
He's
good to smell which way the wind is going. He's defending
super
carbs. A
funny.
ripped guy is
Yeah.
going. He has a whole brand of humor. I'm talking too much.
He's-
I get excited.
I'll talk about Gosling all
But he has a
day.
whole brand of humor. There's a Gosling style.
That's funny.
It's funny. Does
And
he
Barbie, when he goes one moment, sublime, and then comes back.
Yes.
I mean, he's so
doing
funny
it.
in that.
He also commits hard.
Yeah, and he's a really good actor, which makes
Everything
his
better.
comedic roles even funnier.
Yeah.
And we said every time, we're like, dude, every time you host, you change our lives. Streeter and I told him this because the first time he ever hosted, I was a writer at the time, and we wrote the alien abduction sketch with Kate McKinnon where she's like abducted by aliens, and like people liked it and it was like well received. So it's great to have like a sketch like that when you're on SNL, and it's like, okay, so that one, and then we did it a bunch more times, and like it kind of gives you confidence, you know, as a writer too. And then
I feel like that's
he
something
came
Ryan would
again.
say. I'm going to call him Ryan.
What? Ryan? Rye guy?
Because it gave you confidence.
He
Yeah, Mike.
and then he came again. We did another one.
Mikey, look at you. You got confidence. Look
He's
at
like
you.
the cool dude.
Look at you. He'd do something. Look at you.
Look at you.
Look at you. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm in the zone with my
He's-
Gosling voice.
You're getting it.
Look
Not
at-
a lot of
look at
people
you.
do.
Not a lot of people do.
Yeah.
me. People don't do me.
He'd be doing something
Yeah.
like if he's doing something, you're like, I'm not sure what this is. It's like interesting, but I know it's cool and funny because he's doing it.
He's doing it.
That to me is like that's someone you want in your project. Like,
Last-
hire this man
Yeah.
to
The kid stays in the
lead
picture.
your movie. I mean,
Yeah.
he's
But he's one of those.
He's the best.
David Mamet says interesting actors are interesting people. Slightly less sexy, but I was watching Blackbird. Did you watch that on Apple TV?
Blackbird.
I was sleeping on it too. I think it's really good. It's like True Detective level good.
Oh,
It's
okay.
really good.
And it's fiction?
yeah,
It's like
based
a
on true
narrative
story.
fiction based on a true story.
It's about a guy, not Taran Killam, but the guy that sounds like that, but he's
Uh-huh.
in the Englishman, the league of guys who fight with umbrellas.
Taron Egerton.
Taron Egerton.
We are the league of guys who fight with umbrellas. I know what you mean, though.
Cheers.
The league of umbrella guys.
Umbrella
yes,
guys.
Taron Egerton.
So Taron Egerton plays a guy who gets arrested, and to get out of jail, he has to get Paul Walter Hauser, who's incredible, to confess.
Love that man.
He's incredible.
I, Tanya, incredible.
He's incredible.
I know.
But he's
I'm trained in everything when he's talking about. I'm basically like a secret agent when he's doing that interview. Sorry to
And there's
interrupt.
Margot
Anyway,
Robbie again.
of course.
Fucking great. So anyway, he has to get this guy who's killed a lot of. It's dark. You have to get over the darkness.
Yeah. Okay.
To confess where the bodies are of these murdered women. So he has to get him to confess to get his prison sentence reduced.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay.
I'm watching it, and Greg Kinnear is in it, and I'm just watching Greg Kinnear just kind of like conduct a normal cop interview.
Yeah.
Meaning a basic bitch scene.
Yeah.
He's opening a folder, he's putting
Asking
on glasses,
questions.
and he's asking questions.
It's not getting crazy.
And I'm watching, and I'm like, I just got the chills thinking about it. I was like, I'm locked on to Greg
oh yeah,
Kinnear.
you're like,
I can't. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm
Yeah.
slack-jawed, soft-focused, staring at Greg Kinnear. And
Yes.
and when an actor has whatever that
Yes.
thing is, and it actually gives me hope because, like with AI and stuff, I'm like, I don't see it making those types of choices.
yeah, because it's just based on whatever data it can glean. So
Exactly.
its original kind of choices and thought aren't really being produced.
Right, exactly. And Greg Kinnear's instincts, I don't see being
Yeah.
digitally. I could see them being copied, but
Yes.
Greg Kinnear shoots that scene the next day, different scene. Like,
Yeah.
these people are using
Where you're just like,
how they're feeling, what they're doing, what they're sensing, what their scene
Yes.
partner is doing, and they're so there.
yes.
I get now that
It's-
I'm older, I'm just looking to be interested in reality. And when I watch a person who's swimming in it, like Gosling, who's like you can do the
You're like wherever you're going.
Yeah.
I'm there.
That's right.
And I'll enjoy watching the whole journey with you.
Yeah.
And he's like genuinely funny. It's not like the good-looking guy, and it's like corny. There's no corniness. He's just like cool, and as a person, just the best. And I truly love this man.
What comes up when you're like, he's the best? He gave you half a sandwich. What are we talking about here?
Just
first of all,
interacting with him.
Is he eating bread?
He's funny. You get the giggles. Like we'll be talking about stuff.
Didn't get the giggles.
I get the giggles. It's like when you're with him. Yeah, it's not me giggling. Oh, I know what you mean. It's like me going, that's Ryan. And I'm giggling.
He's giggling too?
Yeah, he'll like, we would start
Like a
talking
sleepover?
about the same shit.
Like a sleepover?
I don't know if it's sleepover giggling. Is that going to be the headline out of this? I'm contacted. Hey, work for Ryan Gosling. We saw that podcast. It was weird. Just dial it back a little bit. You're not best friends.
Click.
He's just like, I don't know, really easy to talk to, and for how like beautiful and funny and successful he is, like it doesn't make sense that he's that chill and nice and easy to talk to.
Yeah.
Like when we did the Beavis and Butthead sketch, and the last time he hosted, like it felt like I was sitting next to. Did you have that friend in grade school where if you sat next to each other, you'd have to be separated? Like, guys. If you don't knock it off, you're gonna get separated. I once got separated from my friend in high school. We were like 16. We were giggling because we had to share the books, and we were like literally I pointed. It was like a history book, and I just pointed, and it was like the word hard or something, like just full children. We were 17, and the teacher was like, I mean, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm going to separate you two.
Yes.
Can you move over there?
And that's how you get with Daddy Goss?
And a little bit during that sketch.
There's a lot of breaking.
Yeah.
This isn't...
He just thinks stuff is funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for me, at least, I'm like, well, I'm there for it, you know? Because it doesn't feel fake. You can tell if someone's like laughing and it's not genuine.
Well,
He's like
people do
genuinely tickled to be here. He's like the cool kid in school who's like always cool. You know, it's like in movies, the cool kid, and then they kind of turn and they like talk shit on people. He's genuinely
honestly
cool.
That's
I can't say enough good things about that man.
Similar to T. Cruz.
Yeah.
Like you get the sense that T. Cruz.
Yes.
In fact, I would bet a large sum of money that there's no way T. Cruz, like you're talking and then you walk away, he doesn't go, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Like,
I like that guy.
Well, he would just be like, I like that guy.
You mentioned Taran Killam. I'm friends with him. We went to
Love TK.
We went to UCLA together, and I've been friends ever since. And his wife Kobe Smulders was in Jack Reacher 2, I believe.
Kobe Smulders?
Yeah. You know Kobe?
If you don't want to tell me her real name, don't make up.
That's her name. She's a Canadian act. You know Kobe. Taran's wife. Kobe Smulders.
Kobe Smulders sounds like a Netflix password. That's not
Kobe Smulders or like a
Kobe
AIG.
Smulders.
That's Kobe's name.
That is a ChatGPT. Give me 10 improbable names.
Give me 10.
Kobe's, and only one of them can be Kobe Smulders.
It just, I'm so used to Kobe's name, it doesn't strike me as odd. But hearing it for the first time, I can imagine like Kobe Smulders. It sounds very like manufactured.
Yeah, it's baloney.
That name. But
we're going to do a quick
name.
thing real quick. We're going to stay on Taran, but
Okay.
I'm checking into
about
a hotel.
Tom Cruise. Okay.
My name is Kobe Smulders.
Okay.
You think I'm making up a name.
Okay.
All right? And
Yeah.
I just want the subtlest kind of like, you're on the computer, but a little like, why don't you want to tell me your real name? But we're going to do it from the top. Ready?
Okay.
Action.
Now
We're in the scene.
Some context. Do I know of the actress Kobe Smulders?
No.
Because if I did, I'd be like, oh, Kobe, she's in Marvel, was on How I Met Your Mother for a bunch of seasons. You'd know her name, but I've never heard the name before, ever.
No shade on Kobe Smulders. But I'm in show business. I don't know Kobe Smulders. So let's just assume most people aren't walking around going, you big smolderhead?
Smolder. Well, I don't know if they're saying smolderhead. Taran, so we talked about Kobe a lot in your thing.
I feel like now there's a good chance she's going to see this. I'm sure she's wonderful, and maybe I do know her. I've just never heard the name. That's all we're going on.
And then you see her, and you go, oh, that's Kobe Smulders. But I'll do this hotel thing. I just wanted context.
Yeah, you definitely
Yeah.
Don't know.
This hotel manager's never
Kobe
heard that name.
Smulders. All right, just checking in.
Sorry, I was just trying to get some space work. Hi. Do you have a reservation?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Just need your last name that you made the reservation under and a credit card for incidentals. Sorry, a name? Sir? Sir? So much business. I went into Groundlings. Space work, eye contact. Even though this is terrible. By the way, I'm not typing anything. I'm just
what are
doing
you
that.
hitting there?
And I have a keyboard, a high keyboard.
The name is Smulders, Kobe Smulders.
Okay. Spell that for me. Spell
It's
that.
like a smoldering Kobe beef slider. That's how you can remember it.
Right. Got it. Okay. I feel like the hotel man's unfazed. Because I know Kobe. But right, I think when he first was like, yeah, her name's Kobe, you're like, her name's Kobe? Because the only Kobe is Kobe Bryant that I knew of, you know? But now she's Kobe.
Kobe, I would have walked right past Kobe.
But
Kobe
Smulders. It is funny because smoldering, I haven't really ever broken
Kobe
down her name.
Sounds like a Bond villain kind of thing.
Smulders. Or like Gladiator, like American Gladiators
Yeah,
type.
maybe.
Did you watch American Gladiators?
Kobe Smulders.
I guess no, that was more like
There's
ice.
Nitro and Kobe Smulders.
Nitro. I see. Right.
Oh my God. Okay. Look, there's a small chance people listening don't think Kobe Smulders is as funny as I do. So we'll move on. Small chance.
Do you know that Pete's new special is named Kobe Smulders?
If I could call my next special Kobe Smulders, I would.
And then you have Kobe come out at the end. Come on. Do you know Taran well?
Not well enough to know his wife's name.
That's a good. I should have figured that out.
Yeah.
But he
did this pod, and I was obsessed. He
Yeah.
was just like this. Actually, very similar. You're close friends.
Yes.
because he
Love
and
Taran.
I.
We
not
have
to
a
take
lot of
away
the
from
same
us,
references.
but
Yeah.
we were like this,
Yes.
like what we're doing.
I think he introduced me to The Office. He was like, check this out. And had the DVD box set before it was available digitally. Anyway, he met Tom Cruise.
Why Robin Williams?
Digitally.
DVD.
This guy's over here going,
Over here, there's a guy on HDVD. High definition. Smoke a weed.
yes.
Now I'm high def. High and deaf. Helen Keller smokes a joint. Now she's high def.
Someone record this. Someone get this on tape. Oh, right. Hard def. It's like, are you auditioning for something? The biopic. Hello. This guy's over here. Sorry, I was trying to get to when Taran met Tom Cruise and he said he'd never met Tom Cruise and Tom was like, hey, what's going on, Taran? Yeah, and was like, so you started at the Groundlings, right? And just like knew as if he was the president and was briefed about his life.
And at one point,
and didn't like miss a beat or like, were you in the Grounders? It was just like Groundlings, right? And in Sunday Company, and you got SNL pretty soon after into the main company. Like, just was familiar in a very
this is what I'm about.
easy way. So he seems like
Is Daddy Goss
on a different level, Tom
engaged
Cruise.
in that way? Like, is he doing what he's doing? It's a leading question, but like these people that I tend to admire and am drawn to, tend to be guys that are like doing what they're doing. I remember when James Corden did this pod, he told me that Tom Cruise, Will Smith,
they just have
slap
that
acknowledge. They have that.
They have that old school kind of movie star.
They're locked onto you, and if they're doing a sketch, they're doing it 100%. They're real, like in the moment.
Yes, you
so
feel
Gosling
seen.
was like, all right, papyrus, I guess, I do whatever. Like,
no way. I mean, he loved all that stuff. Right? Yeah, he's in it. He's in.
What happened with Beav and Butt? I mean, why?
Beav and Butt.
Beav and Butt. Beav
Sound
and
like
Butt,
a dad.
beautiful sketch.
I love Beav and Butt. I love it. I love Beav and what? Butt face? I don't know. Is
that your dad?
It's kind of my go-to confused mother. I don't know. My dad was very soft-spoken, like, okay, all right. He's crazy. He's very like, okay. I don't know what he's yapping.
So your dad is Will Forte?
I know.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. All right.
And no, you can't ride in the back, bud.
No, you can't ride. Dear God. My dad was Will Forte. Yeah, we're a little more real spoke. I guess Will Forte is more, okay. All right.
I'm going to shoot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
I'm going to shoot.
He's so
I'm gonna
funny.
Shoot.
I just watched a lot of Last Man on Earth recently. It's so funny.
I liked it before. I liked it more when it was just him, but that's so dumb. I
and
really
then
like it when it's
once
just
they
him, and then
started-
it becomes like kind of a normal show. Like,
Right,
there are all
once
these
you start
people.
getting more
And
people.
I'm like, I didn't get into this for witty repartee. I just want him talking to a volleyball.
I saw some video that was like movie recaps, but it was an AI voice just recapping an episode, and just hearing an AI voice like interpret the just the weird shit Will's character would do. It was
my
just so
gosh.
funny. Like, so since there's two people named Phil, he goes by his middle name, like Tandy. So Tandy, and I'm like, oh my God. It's just funny hearing it. It's such a sterile voice, all of the insanity.
Where were we? We were on Kobe Smulders.
Yeah, I was trying to get to Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Oh, and I asked if Gosling.
And I said, yeah. And back to Gosling.
Oh, and I said, what happened with Beavis and Butt?
Oh, what happened?
My
Thank you.
question
Wow,
is,
you got it back
You're in
expertly.
too viral, that term, you know what I mean.
I like things that are viral.
David S. Pumpkins and Beavis and Butthead.
Right.
In both cases, you tell me, you haven't shot it yet. It's just one of the sketches on the board.
Right.
Are you like, this is going to be viral for both of those?
Definitely not.
Right?
I mean,
I feel like if I said that, that would be insulting, but I'm like, those are both, in my
yeah,
opinion, surprise viral.
ridiculous. Yes, like
Surprise
I mean, both anchored by the dynamic movie stars. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's the linchpin of both.
That is really
And
interesting.
then-
If Beavis had been Taran, no
Right.
shade on Taran, or
We tried it a few times. We actually went to dress with Jonah Hill. I've talked about this before, but the sketch wasn't there yet because I'm talking about it. It's so whenever I talk about it seriously, I'm like, the sketch is so dumb. It's these two idiots who look like Beavis and Butthead. But anyway, the sketch around it is an AI seminar, right? The first time we pitched it, it was two dudes as Beavis and Butthead. However, the centerpiece sketch, the through line, the straight line, was like a Scott Peterson interview. And it was like with a live studio audience where he was like, where it was like, you know, on a Diane Sawyer type interview where it's like, now people think you killed your wife. And he's just like, I did not kill my wife. And then he's just like, I'm sorry, there's two people. That man looks like Beavis. Can he please move? So it was a little too serious, I felt like. I think people were like, I want to laugh, but like the wife stuff is dark and kind of a bummer.
That is the comedy, the writer's room version of that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, just as
comedians
serious as
would
you could
love
go.
it if it was like
As dark as possible.
discussing 9/11. Like,
Right, and then
there's a guy
Beavis and
because it's
Butthead.
funnier. The more tense it is, the
Yeah.
funnier that there's a guy that looks like. But you got to find it right for.
So you gotta find it right for an audience.
For the audience, yeah.
But both I was very surprised. I mean, David Pumpkins is insane. I mean,
Yes.
you're like, it's gonna be Tom Hanks who committed to it.
Hard.
So, yeah, and in between Dress and Air, he was like, I gotta tell you, boys, I'm not quite sure who Mr. Pumpkins is yet, but I'll figure it out. And then you just did all that crazy stuff on air. So it was like, it's
my
awesome that they just
God.
trusted the show and us, which is funny that Tom Hanks is like, all right, I trust Lauren, I trust you guys, but it's insane.
Yeah.
But I mean, Streeter says like it was like right before the election, and it was kind of
Tense.
something, just the last kind of goofy thing people
I
could
think-
rally behind before things got
But
intense.
you know how much I enjoyed Kobe Smulders and quoting The Office with you, and how things are a little bit. Katie and I were talking about how things are tense in Hollywood, very slow,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
very
yeah.
weird, and a lot of people are on edge. And I think all of these, and we were also talking about Ted Lasso and how we all flocked to the positive show during the lockdown, and Tiger King and all that sort of stuff. There's something interesting going on, like a zeitgeist sort of thing, and laughing. I actually thought the flavor mixture of AI, which is something that I think people are either not thinking about at all, and I think that's most people.
I think like the average person thinking about it, you mean incorporating it into their life, or thinking about it as like a threat?
A
to
threat,
humanity?
like an existential threat.
Yeah,
and I don't even mean
it sounds
existential
very
like
science fiction.
Skynet. It's going to nuke us. I just think like what I was thinking about it on the drive down.
Yeah.
I was just driving here and going like, is there going to be a universal income? I mean, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of jobs. Think about how many jobs could be done by a very sophisticated AI, like all tech support.
That part is.
And I was actually thinking about. Sorry.
No. I was saying that part's
crazy.
scary and.
Well, that's very likely though. That's the one that you're
jobs
like,
being phased out because AI can.
because a company can use this. And I was like, think about. I remember I had to return a bed once, and I
AI, can you return this bed? Nothing. Bed's still here. Sorry.
My go-to joke at a wedding, I'll go, the food is AI. Like I like saying that.
Really quick. When I was a host at a restaurant around 1999, 2000, my joke was, "Don't worry,
I can't wait.
don't worry, our silverware is Y2K compatible." Corny, cringe, mid.
You realize,
But I thought it was so funny. I was like, I'm crushing
same
it.
joke as the food is AI.
Yes.
Like we're the same person, and the food is AI.
Yeah.
Thank you. Enjoy it. Well, the silverware is Y2K compliant. Is so funny.
Just of the time thinking I was so funny, like I got to get a joke in as I seat these people. As I double seat this, all the waiters
Poor
be
server.
like, "You double sat me." Sorry.
Just
anyway.
get their drink orders one at a time, and don't go to the kitchen until you have both of their drink orders.
Yes, thank you.
Is that so hard? You double sat
actually,
me.
yes. Okay.
No. Every restaurant I worked in, you would be like quadruple sat. That's just how it was.
Yeah.
It was always
Sorry,
a big
I don't know
rush.
what else to do.
Yeah. You shut your mouth is what you do.
Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Not at all.
I totally interrupted you. You're
No.
talking about AI.
Loved it. Oh, I was thinking about like when I was returning the bed, there's certain things that human beings, there's an allowance. You and I both work for a bed company, and we're gonna take a certain number of beds back. And we can't accept too many returns.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, you get a phone call. Like I remember, here's a better example. I was calling a doctor, and I had an ache in my eye, and it was really scaring me. And I called them, and they were like, "Sorry, the doctor doesn't have an appointment for like 3 months." And I'm not embarrassed to admit this. I used like my hat in hand. I was like, "I'm sorry. I believe that that's true. I'm really scared.
Yeah.
Like it hurts. I'm worried it's my brain.
Yeah.
Is there any, but like just, I didn't put it on. That's how I felt. I was like, is there any way?
Yeah.
And they were like, let me see what I can do, sweetheart.
I thought you were going to say, is the doctor a fan of Crashing?
You know what I say?
Use
if I
that
were to do
card.
that, are they a comedy fan by any chance? Yeah, I don't start with Crashing. I go, they're a comedy fan?
Comedy? All right. Okay.
I use that at Disney World
Oh, right.
to get
a guide? They're so expensive, though.
No, we were just going on regular rides, but we had to leave. And my opener, Laura, had never been on Thunder Mountain. We went to the front of the
Wildest ride in the wilderness. Grew up in Southern California, so I went to Disneyland.
you
a
know
lot.
it.
Yeah. I went to Disneyland a lot.
And it worked. I said, are you a comedy fan? And they were like, that's how famous I am.
And they
You
went-
have to give them context.
Get on right now. Yes.
Get in there. Just walking past children and sweating parents.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Comedy fan.
Things went my way, and they're going my way a little bit more today.
Putting the lap bar down. Sorry. God, just go. Oh, God, it's stuck. You're making it such a bigger deal than it is.
Yeah, mostly because no one would know that we didn't just have a fast pass. We went
Right.
through the fast pass.
Ooh, it's fine. You can like schedule when you go on rides now. Yeah.
know. We were just there.
My wife was like, should we get the 9:30 a.m. Rise of the Resistance? We can walk right in, but you have to pay. I was like, pay whatever just to avoid lines.
Yeah.
Just to avoid lines.
There's a few lines I don't mind. I'm going to throw them at you.
Which ones? Star Tours?
Pirates.
Ooh.
I like being in the cave. It's a nice break from
and
the
it
sun.
has that smell, that
The
water
smell.
ride
We all
smell.
love the smell.
Pirates does a good job of easing you into it.
I would argue, and
guy
no
in
one's
the
going to
beginning?
disagree,
Yeah?
that the design of the ride included the line.
Yeah.
You were talking about the theater experience in Christopher Nolan, like sitting and
Yeah.
the lights going down and the previews and
Yeah.
all that.
The line is part
getting
of
you
it.
in it. The line is part of the ride.
I
I'm
agree.
not saying I always want the line, but a lot of Indiana Jones, great line.
Indiana Jones,
It's a
you can
great
pull the
line.
little rope.
Pull the rope.
I'm
it
obsessed
also
with
gets
rides.
you scared.
Yes.
It's a scary line.
Yes.
There's a lot of like, I don't know if these ropes can handle it.
Oh,
Like there's
yeah.
a lot of like, and if
Oh,
you're
no.
a kid, I took my daughter 5 on Indiana Jones, and I was
You
terrified.
took your 5-year-old on Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And
Mistake.
how'd she take it?
Let me do that
'Cause
to
I took
camera.
my
mistake.
Mistake. I took my son on Minions. He was like 5, 4 maybe. Mistake.
Mistake.
It was just too much stimulus. He's like, I'm in the Minion factory and we're on a out of control cart.
Yeah.
Was
and Indiana
she-
Jones is an out of control car.
Indiana Jones 2 is very like
Can I tell you
jerky
something?
and fire.
You'll understand this as a dad.
Yes.
She was a champ. Leela's a brave, bold,
Yeah.
fierce
I'm sure.
little girl, and I love her to death. So there's nothing to be embarrassed of.
Yeah.
For her. Me and her mom both, when we noticed she was like covering her eyes.
Yeah.
Because that ride starts with like, welcome to hell.
Yeah. And don't look in the eye.
And of course you can only look in the
Yeah.
eye.
And then the darts and wind on your face. It's terrifying.
I've never done DMT, but I've looked at a lot of art, like psychedelic art. It looks like DMT. It's like
Yes.
a purple, like, welcome to your doom. And you're like, that's how it starts.
That's
it's
how
like
it's-
click, 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 click,
Oh,
click.
yeah.
And it's like,
Immediate.
and the face breaks.
Yes.
And it's like lasers.
The car breaks down in darkness, followed by like bugs. You hear bugs, and I think there's
They
stuff
have things
in the
that
actual
come
car
on you.
that
It's
bump.
fucking horrible. And I look at my baby right away. She's
Your
covering
precious
her
little baby.
exactly. She's covering her eyes. We briefed her a lot.
Now, did you say, now, do you want to go on this, or were you like, you're going on?
No, it was not number
Okay.
2. It was number 1.
And she was
We
like,
were like,
yeah.
it's a crazy car. There's that video where they're like, Indiana Jones is at a fast pace. If you're in line, you see it like 1,000 times.
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
fast paced ride.
Right.
Hold on to your hat.
Store your belongings.
And it ends with a joke and everyone's bones.
Yes.
It's like that.
It's the old film
And I
strip.
kept pointing at it going, that's the ride. It's going to be like that.
Yeah.
But I don't get the sense that she's understanding it. So we're in this line for a long time.
And
you
you
start hearing the
ease into it.
screams of the other
Yes.
people riding.
Oh, you're right. The line is part of it.
It felt a little bit like life, like letting a kid into life. You're like, it's fun.
Being eased
it's
into-
scary.
yeah.
It's wild, but it's in control.
Yeah.
You're safe, but you might be a little scared.
Yeah.
And I really was like, am I making the biggest mistake of my life?
Right. But in the end, like, you would have accomplished something. You would have done it, conquered it.
If she loved it, she will go on again. She
Yeah.
said at the end, she was like, maybe I'll do that when I'm 7, is what she said.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
was
that's
like,
a good
really
call.
Cute. But she...
That's very wise assessment.
The thing I was going to... Exactly. We should have had that
2
assessment.
years.
We blew it. I'm saying that on the record.
Not
I'm sorry.
necessarily. I mean, some kids you might find like, whoa, she's an adrenaline junkie.
Well, she is like one of those people that likes like action.
Yeah.
She loves the Ninja Turtles. She loves the 2012 Ninja Turtles. You ever watch it?
The Michael Bay one? The Michael Bay
Not
produced
the movie,
one?
the show.
Oh, the show.
CGI.
Yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
little cooler spin on the... Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go with the Lean Mean Ninja Team.
Yeah.
Born
Here we
and
go
raised-
with the Lean Mean Ninja Team.
Born and raised, dude. Yeah, I think it's so extreme seeing teens doing
Yeah.
ninja things. So extreme,
Something. Doing ninja things. I know that. Yeah.
Get rocked with the shell shock
Yeah,
pizza
get
kings.
rocked.
Can't stop these
I'm kinda
radical
like,
dudes.
that's a
The secret of the ooze gets a little shout out. The
Oh,
secret of
yeah.
the ooze made the chosen few emerge from the shadows to make their move. The good guys win.
And the bad guys lose.
Leonardo,
Secret of the ooze.
the leader in blue, does anything it takes to get his ninjas through. Donatello is a fellow who's away with machines.
Raphael has the meanest
Most
attitude on the team.
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
Oh, he's one of a kind. And you know just where to find him when it's party time?
Wow.
Master Splinter taught him everything, every single skill they need to be one lean, mean, green, incredible team. The word is credible.
Not incredible. It's credible.
Like apostrophe credible. There's no time to say
that's
incredible.
How they say it. Yeah. Credible team.
One lean, mean,
but not credible like team. They're credible, but they check out.
You know they're saying, I'm shortening incredible.
Okay, got it.
Anyway,
I love that she loves Ninja Turtles.
She loves it. So I'm like, she's going to love this ride.
Yeah.
So this is the point. Both me and her mom are leaning forward. We're on a ride that gives me sciatica when I ride it normal. Like it's giving me like chiropractic needs. Did sciatica skin disease? Anyway, I'm saying it's fucking up my back.
Nerve thing. Okay,
the whole time, because I was completely locked onto my daughter. I was leaning forward on this ride that's going like, and I was fine. I went in absolute like dad, mom,
protection
lockdown.
mode. Yeah,
and I wasn't.
You are scared. I will cocoon you.
Exactly. I had no consideration for my body. I knew the ride was doing stuff. Might as well have not. I was completely still, and I was like, "It's all right, baby.
Yeah,
it's gonna be over in a moment.
Nothing is affecting you."
It was like a sketch.
The melting face guy.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, you go into a different.
After this, we're gonna get some ice cream. I'm sorry, we probably shouldn't have gone on this. Ride.
Like, but guess what? We're gonna go on after this. Something fun. But you're so brave, and it's already almost halfway done. And you did the first hill so good. I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, I just saw you as a dad.
Yeah, you're like, I don't like it. We are very similar with rides, and something I enjoy talking about with my lady is this. So many rides, because we recently went to Universal Studios, which I love Universal Studios. Have you been?
Which one is that? That has Harry Potter World?
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It's got Nintendo's the new thing, Simpsons. Transformers, I think, is an underrated ride, but.
And the Spider-Man
we went on 2 in a row where at the end they go, "Hey, thanks for your help. You can ride with me anytime." It's like, it's so funny imagining these, like, we're tourists at a park and we're sitting in a car and it's like, you have to help save the world. I'm like, I saved Hogwarts. Like at Hogwarts, they're like, you saved Hogwarts. Thank you. You're welcome here anytime. Like, I'm like, everyone loves me. Optimus Prime was like, you can ride with us anytime. Me and these random families can ride with you anytime? And another thing is, don't go that way. Yes. Oh, no. Don't go that way. You're like, no, I'm going the wrong way.
It works.
I love it. I love it.
There's the Simpsons ride where you're on a roller coaster and it breaks and it jumps. It makes a jump across the track and then you go on another track.
Yep.
And it's just a screen. And I'm like, no!
I know. I'm like, she's the size of Godzilla. Like,
something always goes wrong.
Yeah.
Kumail used to have a bit about that where he's like the Jurassic Park ride and he's like, and it broke down on our ride. That's what he said.
Oh, that's so funny.
I don't know. Can I do his voice?
That's up to you.
I did it for a good decade.
You're good friends with Kumail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And does it help that we've done it together?
Roll the clip. Kumail, I need clips of me and you.
What if I do it as Kenan? Something went wrong on our ride. I can't do it.
Kenan, I need you to come over and...
Kenan, I need you to give your
need
Nintendo
all these
seal.
People
Which turtle are you? You feel like a Leo.
Oh,
Nardo.
which sign?
No, Leonardo, the turtle.
Oh, I thought you said... Okay, you said turtle because I didn't understand. Then you went, you look like a Leo, and I thought you went astrological sign.
No,
and I go, he calls astrological signs journos? I thought you said journo. I loved Michelangelo.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, but I felt like that was everyone's favorite.
Can you relate to... I was a hungry kid, and I always wanted the gross pizza.
Oh, yeah.
When they were like...
Stink bug, or like marshmallows.
Yeah, and I was like...
You're like, that looks good. Because it looked really good with the cheese.
Always look good.
Now, was the 1990 live-action movie a big part of your life? Because I don't feel like it was, and that's the first thing that's kind of...
like a
break. That's like...
It was.
It was a good date. We have so much in common.
Didn't
like the 1990 live-action Ninja Turtles.
I remember...
Because you were like 11.
Really being into it.
Uh-huh.
And to this day, the feeling I have is the feeling I had then where I'm like, I don't know about these guys.
Who, the
like
filmmakers or the turtles?
animatronic, the turtles, the
Oh,
way
the
they
suits.
feel.
Interesting.
There's something that didn't quite capture
Because the mouths are a
the
little like.
mouths. It's very dark. It reminds
dark.
me of like when I got the Sega Genesis,
Yes.
and you get Ghosts and Goblins.
Did
comes
you?
with
So
it.
you were Sega rather than Super Nintendo.
Ask me if I was Sega or Super Nintendo.
So were you Sega or Super Nintendo?
Sega.
That's ingrained in our heads.
That's R by Menon. That's R by Menon.
By Menon.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Remember, I had Saddam Hussein going, "What the heck was that?"
Wait, was that a commercial?
90s Sega. It was like,
Oh, that is
the Genesis was trying to be like, Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
Nintendo don't.
What
Yes.
Nintendo don't. What Nintendo don't.
Because like 90s, like our commercials for like fruit snacks, anything kids was
No.
always getting the best of parents. Like,
That's right. There's always an old
can
lady.
I try a bunker candy? And the old lady's like blown out of the window, and it's like, new bunkers candy. You'll flip over it. And like all the teachers were like in very like thick with rulers going, rule number 1, you cannot have fun, right? And it's like fruit snacks.
Fruit by the foot.
Yeah.
Tell your teacher to shut up.
Yeah. Shut up. And there's Rainbow. What's happened, right? That was where our commercials. It was always like
They had,
authority
like, soot
figures
on the face.
Yeah. It was like, what's this? Fruit by the what? Rainbow hair, colorful outfit now. Color has blast.
But he hates it.
A blast
Whoa.
of fruit, yeah.
But I have my dissertation.
Yeah, and then the kids like sunglasses.
Yes, feet up.
Like if that happened at school,
box.
yeah, you won't believe what happened at school today. This kid took out these fruit snacks,
and there was a lot of.
Yeah, oh yeah, my friend Brian, he always does the cool kid in class going, "Hey, teach, maybe we should." It's like maybe we should have class at the beach. The sunglasses, the cool kid. Always in the back. We also had a lot of cool kids in the back, like feet up.
Oh yeah.
Hey, why don't we do homework?
What year did Christopher Columbus?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. See, the reason why I didn't do my homework is I believe, and then they I believe it was Albert Einstein who said,
Yes.
who were street smarts who could weasel that, and it was like
Talk their way
that's
out
the
of
cool-
anything.
Yes,
like
yes,
Zach
yes.
Morris.
Yeah,
That
Zach
was
Morris
what we were
was
trying
huge.
to be. And have you watched Zach Morris's trash? All those videos that like. Go
Oh yeah,
back
how
and
he's a terrible.
he's a sociopathic.
That character is a terrible
liar,
person.
selfish. But that's
Yeah.
like that was kind of the spirit. The big American 80s, 90s
Oh, yeah.
win by any means.
Yep.
Like, sorry, Screech. I guess you have one leg now. Just like, wow.
Time out.
Time
If I
out.
leave, that's a hit and run. What would you do? I think I'm gonna run. He was always like, yeah, like, and always again, the authority figures are like dumb and being like, but every once in a while would have to get serious during the serious episodes.
Oh,
you
the
know,
very extra
like,
special ones.
I found these, whatever that famous Jesse Spano
I'm so excited.
sleeping pills.
I'm so scared.
Huge. Now I was a big. Lisa was my
Oh, you were a
crush.
turtle.
Lisa Turtle. Everyone.
Lark Voorhees?
Lark Voorhees.
Where is Lark? I've looked
I don't know.
I've looked up Lark Voorhees.
Yeah, I think there was some TMZ thing which she was like, I don't know what happened, but
Yeah, me
there was
neither.
something.
Yeah.
Maybe 911 was called. I don't know.
A Lark Voorhees kind of thing.
A Lark Voorhees kind of thing.
That's up there with Skeet Ulrich. I'm sorry, Kobe Smulders.
I was about to say, Kobe Smulders drives you nuts, but Lark Voorhees.
No,
you're
Lark
like,
Voorhees.
because you grew up knowing Lark Voorhees' name.
What was that? Remember when
I
like
would not have thought Lark Voorhees would come up during today's chat.
I was also a Lark Voorhees was my crush.
I was like,
but I
love
secretly
Turtle.
I didn't have the confidence to admit that I really loved Tiff Amthi.
Oh yeah, you're like, yeah. You're like, maybe I have a chance. With
That's
Lisa.
what it was. Screech liked Lisa.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll go for Lisa. And Jessie wasn't my cup of tea. I don't know why.
yeah, it was very. It felt like I feel like I remember. I'm like, I feel like Jesse would be mad at me.
That's
I wouldn't be good enough
well,
for
she
Jesse.
was an art person. Like, life
Yeah.
isn't a dress rehearsal was the magnet on the inside of her. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't know if I can date life isn't a dress rehearsal. Like, that
Yeah,
seems
you would
like,
see that and go, no, thank you.
yeah.
I don't think we're gonna.
What was
be
Lisa
compatible.
Turtle was just
Well, she was
just,
like
shopping.
clothes
Yeah.
and shopping and like my dad's credit card.
Yeah.
That kind of line. It was always credit. Like, guess what I got? My dad's credit card.
I feel like the first, well, it used to be Good Morning Miss Bliss.
Yeah, and
then it became
moved.
Saved
And
by
some
the
of the
Bell.
cast.
And even the early
Moved,
Saved by the Bell,
changed.
remember they go to the Max and there was clearly like
And
a stand-up
who
comedian.
did magic?
Who did magic.
You're supposed to ask. You're going to the dance with 2 girls. Well,
Yeah.
you need to pick just one. You're like, oh man. The writers were like, is the magic working? I feel like just people want to see these like cute kids date.
That's exactly what no one was bold
Yeah.
enough to bet on. I think they just want to see these kids kind of like peck and slow dance.
You want to see like
Their drama.
their adolescent drama because you're kind of experiencing.
Same with
these
90210.
feelings,
They were
too.
like Joey Tata. Get him in there. Get Tata in there.
Kelly Taylor.
Kelly
Was
Taylor?
that your number one, Kelly Taylor?
Kelly Taylor?
That was Jenny Garth's character's name, Kelly Taylor, I believe.
Kelly.
Kelly
Zach.
Taylor.
Wait, Luke.
Sorry, I moved to 90210.
Yeah, Kelly
And I
was.
just went Kelly Taylor, and
No,
you're like, that's a very
Kelly-
generic name.
I used to. I'm gonna say something.
Oh, no.
Now we're just 2 girlfriends playing Pretty
I know.
Princess, and I love it.
Wait.
I again didn't have the confidence to think of myself as Luke Perry. I thought of myself as Ian Ziering.
Wow,
Steve Sanders.
Sanders.
And I was like, the moment where someone tries to sexually assault Kelly
Oh, really?
at the Halloween party.
Was that?
And Steve like goes, I love that girl about Kelly. And I was like, that's as close as I'll get to Ian. I'll just defend her.
You'll just
But
defend her to
meanwhile-
someone else. Meanwhile, she's off with someone else.
Yeah, Brandon. Doesn't she end? She ends up with
I feel
Brandon.
like they all dated each other.
But she was Luke
Perry. It
Luke
was
Perry's
like
character's
Luke Perry
Dylan.
and Brenda and Shannon Doherty. Dylan and Brenda were a thing.
But Dylan had a spirit quest where he saw that his soulmate was
Kelly?
and then he doesn't end up with Kelly.
He doesn't.
No, it ends where she's with Brandon, I'm pretty sure. But Brendan? Wow. Yeah.
And then Donna and David were always a thing.
Since we're similar ages, I went to college loving 90210, and that helped me make every female friend I still have.
Because you talked about 90210.
We would make, it was appointment viewing, man. We got to
Wow.
watch 90210.
I don't know if you remember this, but early in 90210, David Silver had a friend named Scott.
I knew it was going to be Scott.
And when he
spun the gun and died.
do you remember
the commercial.
how they
I knew
build
we-
it?
I knew
Someone's
we-
going to
I-
die?
I knew we were going to talk about this. I knew we were going to talk about this. It's like this Wednesday on 90210, one of these characters is going to die.
It was like
It'd be like-
old school stuff.
Yeah.
Who shot JR like,
Exactly.
and it's like you just see a blue shirt.
But it would be
Right?
like Brandon, Dylan,
Steve.
Kelly, Steve. Then at the end, Scott. And we were too stupid.
And we were like, I think it's gonna be Steve. Dude, of course it was Scott. Kelly.
The Takamon at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Just a quick shot of like a C-list character.
Yeah. Who was like in every like 5th scene. And it was like, who will die? These young, beautiful actors becoming megastars overnight. Or David's friend who's not in it a lot. But I remember talking about it I think like being in 6th grade or whatever, being like, no. And someone was like, it's not going to be Brandon. He's like the main guy. And then we were all like, it's going to be Steve.
Yes.
Of course it wasn't going to be Steve. Of course it was going to be Scott.
And of course, David Silver's going to have
goes-
to watch. Yeah, he goes, hey,
look."
David, check it out. And he
Yeah.
spins the gun.
Dude, we were really young when we saw that. We were like,
Yeah.
yeah. But that was just kind of, I don't know. I feel like things were more lax. I'm sounding so boomer right now. Back in my day, was AOL a big thing for you? Dude, I got the free data. You could get a disc that had AOL on it.
Yeah.
You had to go through modem, but you got like, whatever, 250 free hours. When you're a kid, that sounds like infinity.
Yeah.
I quickly burned through it, and I knew it. It was like, you have reached the end. You will now be charged. And I think you need a credit card to open the account in the first place, but my parents didn't think. I ran up, and this is like early 90s, probably, I believe it was between $650 and $700 in like overage fees because I just couldn't stop.
What were you doing?
I was going on and going on message boards. Yeah. And like, I was, I think 14 and having like, I guess, quote unquote, cyber sex.
I was going to say.
And downloading pictures. This makes me seem like a dirty.
No.
It wasn't all the time, but when I went on there, I'd be like, sex.
No, go into like if you told me in the 90s that in the future the internet would be fast, free, and everywhere.
Yeah.
And that we're not just using it to chat and go into rooms where you swap pictures. I would have been like, what?
Why?
Like chatting was it. Go in a chat room and just real time like LOL and just watching other people
Age, sex, location.
ASL.
ASL? Question mark.
ASL.
And it was always like, are you hot? And it was always like, yes. Everyone you talk to. Gorgeous.
My brother got kicked off of AOL for saying "kiss my black ass." He was pretending to be a black guy for some reason.
Where was he?
Understand.
What chat room was he in?
Black dudes only.
Was he an older brother, younger brother?
Older brother.
Hey Pete, check out what I'm doing today. Someday you can be cool like me.
Kiss my black ass.
And someone reported him?
Such a weird thing to say. It wasn't because they knew he wasn't a black man. It's because you can't talk that way. Yeah, I don't think you can say kiss my ass. And I think black was and also ran. I don't know if that was.
In their research, they went,
wait.
This kid's also white. Get him out of here. AOL. That's so funny. But Instant Messenger was becoming big, like when I was in high school.
Yeah. The fact, well, it's just texting, isn't it?
Now now kids text. There's kids at my son's school who are in a relationship, right? In a relationship, meaning you're going out. I don't know. When I was in grade school, it was like, will you go out with me? Sure. Don't really talk. Maybe hold hands once.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
But they talk over text, but in person, they're like, you don't exist. These people who are quote unquote together or whatever. Now this is like 6th grade, but it's just, they're so comfortable over text. And I feel like if we had text back in the day, it would be so much easier.
We used to call. And rehearse. I'd write out a script.
Hello, Mrs. Powell. Is Jessica home? This is Michael. Thank you. Or being like, one time I remember calling and they're like, it's a little too late. It's past 9:30. It's a little too late to be calling here. I'll get her, but
just know.
This kind of thing is.
I would do it with my friend Ern. Would put it on speaker. His name's Aaron. Would put it on speaker.
This is Ern.
Kobe Smulders. And would call this girl Kirsta that I had a crush on, and I go, her sister answered. And I go, is Kirsta there?
Mm-hmm.
And I really
Kirsta.
Is Kirsta there?
Her name's Kirsten or Kirsta?
Kirsta.
Oh, okay.
I know.
That's cool.
It's like a Kobe Smulders moment. And she goes, hold on. She goes, Kirsta! That's how her sister called for her. She answers the phone.
Uh-huh.
And I go, hey, it's Pete. And she's like, hi. Totally like caught off guard. No caller ID.
Okay.
No ring. Just calling a landline on a whim.
Right. Just to remind me of the setup here. How old are you again?
This is 7th grade.
7th grade. And how well do you know this girl?
I bet we've never talked.
You just called her?
No. We were in a very small class. She knew who I was.
Okay, but you guys aren't hanging out all the time.
No.
You don't really hang out.
Looking back, this is what you don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe have lunch. You guys are having lunch every day. Maybe go sit at their table.
But that's not an option.
Talk to them. No, just call them at home.
Because I'm really into this story. Can you talk to me as if you were Kirsta and I passed you in the hall, just in terms of to gauge how comfortable you are around one another?
Sure.
If I'm you walking around like, hey, Kirsta.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Oh, hey, Kirsta. Wait. She looks like a cartoon. Ooh, him?
Come on, baby. I don't know if she would have rolled her eyes.
But is it just like, oh, hey, Pete? Or is it like, hey, Pete? You know what I mean?
I think it would have been...
This is so weird, but it helps color the story for me.
Yeah. I think it
Fill
would have been...
in little detail.
Hi.
Hi. Why do you like Kirsta? She's so weird. Hi. Dude, that hi is weird. And the face she makes.
But what's funny is these are grown-up considerations. I wasn't like, I have rapport with her.
Yeah.
We both like
got
this.
it.
There's nothing.
Sorry to derail.
It was no. It was straight Lisa Turtle logic.
And you're like,
Kirsten and I became friends. We went to high school together.
Right.
And she actually said, her and my friend Oliver, we were in a car together, and I was making them laugh, and they were the first people to say you should be on SNL. I know I was never on SNL, but I mean, like that first
go in
validation.
Like, you should do this on a professional.
Yes. So it was Kirsten.
Wow.
But that was in high school. But this is Kirsten. We don't know each other. And then I remember saying, how are you? And she went, well, my cat died. And to this day, me and Ern, in our 40s, will still go, my cat died. Because these calls were so epic.
So what was your risk? Do you remember your... And you had a friend there, so you have a little more confidence.
Paige needs to move my car. Why? She's...
Where? Where's your car?
This just give her that. Where's she gonna move it though? Oh, okay.
Then we go check out your car. It's just in a red, on like half on the curb. What? I just put my blinkers on.
Hilarious.
Park wherever the fuck I want to. That is...
I love that you're trying to get the show back on track. I'm still just like kind of looking out the door.
And you go,
how's this going to resolve?
You go, watch the edit, how smooth we do this.
Oh, this stays in.
Just
Lauren with dogs?
Yeah.
Woof.
Can I have that image? That would be a fun callback. Why are you so intense when we're not in the same room, Pete? Just do it, please. Hurry.
Do you text Ryan Gosling?
Thank you.
What's his area code? We're not asking for anything over the line.
We did.
What's his area code?
I don't know.
New York?
I don't know. I literally don't know. I forget.
Email address. Is it funny?
It's at Lycos.com. No, I'm just kidding. Lycos. No, remember Lycos? Some people will remember
really
Lycos.
loving the Lycos reference.
Oh, that was early internet. I forget his area code, but we'll occasionally text because he texted me out of... It was like a week out of after he hosted, and then he texted me and said, hey, is it crazy to go to Fall Guy premiere dressed as Beavis and Butthead? Like... Or is that funny?
Is it crazy?
And I was like,
I'm sorry.
I think it's crazy in a good way. And he was like, yeah, right? Okay. But so it eventually went out there and did that, which was such a fantastic experience. But what was funny to me is that
cut to me asking if you've seen it.
Ryan, I know, you're like, cool. But why I am telling this is that Ryan would I was dealing with him. He goes, yeah, someone will reach out regarding flights. Like, it'll probably be it's just funny to me that he just wasn't like, yeah, someone else will deal with it. It was him. And he goes, should we wear suits? And at one point he goes, probably not, right? We should just dress how we did. And I'm like, yeah, I think maybe just dress how we did, I guess. He's like, yeah. All right. Maybe we'll have suits just in case, on standby in case we change our mind. What are your sizes? So I'm texting Ryan Gosling my suit sizes, which is so funny to me that it's Ryan Gosling, and I'm like, 38 regular. However, if it runs small and slim, then I can be a little just the little details about my size.
Yes, and also what suit Butthead would wear.
I know, God knows. I think it was good. We just went standard. But it's funny, even
Wait, you
dressed
did
as
do
Beavis,
suits?
he
Did
looks.
you do suits?
No, we just dressed how we
Yeah,
did in the sketch. But even in full prosthetics and that goofy skull shirt and shorts, it's like, there's a beautiful man there. Whereas me, it's like, oh, you look like a human cartoon freak. Like, my canvas was skewing towards not amazing, and then you put the butthead stuff, and it's like, oh, there's a movie star under there, Beavis. I mean, he looks crazy and funny, but you're still like, and he takes it all off, gets back into a suit, and he just looks like beautiful Ryan.
What about a hug? You hugging him?
Yeah, I think I hugged him goodbye.
Pretty firm, huh?
I don't.
Give me a firm. If he was a sleep number.
And what does the sleep
I
number
believe
go
it's
up to? 1 to 10? Standard. Nothing sticks out about the
Really?
hug as being too, like, I think
Well, you're
everything's
not as soft
perfect.
as me. When someone soft as me hugs something as firm as Ryan, you're like, wow, that was very firm. You're
You
kind of
talk
like,
about that in
you're like a balsa
I wanna
wood. And he's
I'll
an
quote your special, too, because I know you love that.
to camera.
You go, no, you're too kind. What's your favorite part?
It's my
Talk
favorite.
about being soft
Yeah.
versus being hard.
Oh, there you go.
I understand what you're talking about there. So to skew back to Elden Ring.
Yeah, let's close it out.
What if you just went, oh, sorry, we're not recording yet. Should we fire it up? Oh.
What else are you playing? And we'll close on video games, and then we're out of here.
Wow.
We're done.
How was this? Was a lot of fun. I don't know how interesting it'll be, but this was a lot of fun.
You don't even worry about it.
I haven't done a lot of podcasts, and this was so easy. Especially talking to a stand-up too. I get a little like intimidated. Just
Stand-ups
because
tend to prickle your wickler.
No, nothing that they're necessarily doing. I just hold that art form in such high esteem that I get very like, I hope I'm entertaining to them, and like, it's not just like this guy's a dork, but it's fun to.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel
You know
that
what I
way
mean?
about
With
other
it's just
stand-ups
like
as well.
I love
Yeah.
watching stand-up and admire so many stand-ups. They're so
That's great.
funny.
Yeah.
That you don't want to come out and be like, yo, that guy's a dud.
Right. I know
I'm
what you
sure
mean.
the first comment will be, dud, you are destined for 3K views. 3K views in 9 months. I banish thee to the 3K view.
I've
3K.
laughed
I'm a 3K view.
really hard this whole time.
That's
but I know what you mean.
fantastic.
Stand-ups are freaks in a different way
Yeah.
than the sketch boys and the improv boys.
Right.
The improv boys in the collaborative way.
Yes.
I think I'm saying something sort of new. Stand-ups are like, meaning that's been covered. But stand-ups, the weirdness, the obsession on just the quickest way to make someone laugh is different from people who are like world building, character
Right.
building. Stand-ups are just like, it would be very
What's
similar
the
if it's
joke?
like, how can I make someone yawn? Like, I'm fascinated with yawning. And you
Yes.
can't really compete with someone who locked themselves in a room for 10 years and just was fascinated with yawning. Like,
Right.
they're going to be better at making someone yawn
Right,
than
right,
someone who
right.
does something that involves yawning, but they're just like, but it's weird. It's like a hitman.
Yes.
It's not as human or as collaborative
Yes.
or as,
You're like engineering
it's like an
the
engineer.
material
It is.
to maximize laughs.
And rigging the game. It's like stand-up is very much like cheating. Like everybody's kind of funny.
Right.
But stand-ups are like, oh, I said that and it made Mike laugh. I'm going
Yes.
to take that and I'm going to polish it.
Yes.
For, like a card trick for thousands of
Over and
iterations.
over.
And then I'll get up on stage and appear like a really funny guy. Well, that's a hoax.
Yes.
You, sir, have hoaxed us.
and making it seem natural and not that it's
What a hoax.
memorized.
Stand-up is a hoax. And I,
I know,
love
and
it.
a few times you're like, this is true. I'm not just, I would never lie in a setup of a joke or like,
And I mean,
and I'm like, I buy it.
yeah.
Whatever stories you told, I was like, this sounds legit.
Actually,
It's not like-
I'm very serious about not lying.
Yeah.
Especially in setups. Punchlines, you can tell when it's a lie. But 90% of the time when I watch other people stand up, and this is just my taste, if they are telling a true story,
Mm-hmm.
and Mike Tyson really did come into the room and take a bite out of the fucking Hawaiian ham,
right.
you need to say, I know this sounds crazy. You
This
have
is
to.
100 for
And
percent true.
99% of the time, people are just on stage, stand-ups, just telling a crazy story.
Yeah.
And not checking in at all to be like, I know how this sounds.
This next part will sound.
Yes, it was Iron
I'm
Mike
lying.
Tyson, and this is how I felt, and this is what other people were doing. They don't convey those little details that let you know something is real. It's something I feel very strongly about. We just stepped into one of my interests.
No, I'm fascinated, especially with how the materials develop. Do you know what I mean in terms of like? Because it sounds so spontaneous. Also, like dealing with like the crowd, not necessarily. I mean, hecklers too, but even just subtle things like
you don't have
this side for some reason, like just how everything is so like you're in control. You are not phased by anything. You know what I mean?
It's a mix of extreme control and extreme lack of control, and it creates this really interesting. Salty, sweet flavor that can be really fun to watch.
Yeah, so you'll like have a bit or a joke or whatever, and just it takes a few times before you're like, this is its final form. You know what I mean? Or is it always evolving? That's what I'm always curious too. Like, did they add that tag tonight, or has that always been there? You know, it just it's a fascinating art form in that.
I agree because I'm fascinated by it as well.
Yeah.
The most interesting thing I can tell you is that there's a certain type of joke that will work, and then it stops working,
and then you're like,
never
you're out.
Know why? And it'll never come back. Every stand-up I know,
so it worked, and then you did it,
it just
and then
stops
it just
working. You might be telegraphing. There's something strange that happens. There's a different energy when a comedian is asking, "Is this funny?"
Right,
and that fits a certain type of joke. And then once you start telling them that it's funny, it loses some of its vulnerability and some of its charm. Then the joke is dead,
and you're like, it's gone.
That's why the early, like live comedy, seeing those bits kind of for the first time, in the infant stages. When you watch those specials, like these are the bits that I feel very strongly about it. These are the bits that are the most reliable, but they're all sort of like, they're all like, what do cops drive? What kind of car? You know what I mean? Like they're really reliable, high mileage cars. They're like Chryslers.
Like a very dependable sedan.
Exactly. And all your jokes that make the special are the ones that like rain or shine, hot or cold. Doesn't matter
like your
where
starting
you are.
lineup.
Exactly.
Right.
But sometimes the best, and I'll give you an example. The joke where I'm like, God is no thing and all that stuff. Those are not Plymouths. Those are like weird dune buggies that wouldn't really work. But then you do them on the special and then they find their audience. But you could never really rely. Anyway, what I'm saying is, live comedy early on is kind of always going to be more interesting than a special because the special is going like, here are my indestructible 50 jokes. But are those your best jokes? We can't be sure. Those are just the most reproducible.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Practicality, pragmatic. I don't know if that really means best. Like, SNL, you guys are awash in that. Like David S. Pumpkins is not a surefire sketch. At all.
But sometimes dress too. I mean, the Air show's always it's fun and insane and spectacular, but there's something about dress when something works that you don't know if it'll work. That first initial, like, people enjoy this?
Yeah.
That's like hard to reproduce. And if you don't get, like, if you have a hotter dress crowd than Air, even if it goes well and people like it and it's well received or whatnot, if you didn't get that same in the studio like level of noise of laughter, you're like, didn't go as well.
And you're chasing
crazy.
It. That's what sucks is if you dress rehearse and it kills. Now at the taping, you're going to be doing an impression of how you did it at dress.
Yes, totally.
And then your expectations are either going to be met or surpassed. But if they're anything below, it's so much better. That dress rehearsal run through was so much better because you were really risking it all and you were asking, not telling.
And
you're going, is it funny to say the dog from Beethoven?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know if that's anything.
Right.
But we'll
see.
They went into the taping going like, Dress laughed at the dog from Beethoven.
Yeah. So it's like you have nothing to lose when you go into dress. You're like, we'll see. And then at Air, you're like, well, they liked it.
Yeah.
But didn't go as well. So you're just comparing it.
I hate it. Compare and despair.
It's interesting. So I'm just trying now, like the more seasons I've done, to just kind of be like, just have fun out there. 'Cause,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you can tell when there's performers that are just kind of having fun.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
Yes.
they're committed to the character setup or whatever, but there's just that looseness.
Yes, of
you
course.
know? Obviously on stage with
Kate McKinnon is one of those people that's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like doing it
just sitting there.
in the moment. That's exactly what I'm thinking of.
All
Just
right.
like there's something about a cigarette and like,
Okay.
all right.
Just in control of the room.
just doing it.
Yeah.
But
totally.
not living and dying on the joke and the
Yeah,
word.
Like, I need this. Yeah, just like, all right, we'll see.
And stand-up is very similar to that. That's the
Yeah,
final...
the looseness.
The gloss that you put on the wood, like you stain it, and then the last thing is the gloss, is done at the taping, and it's like adding some sort of urgency or immediacy to some. So you're taking something that is reliable and tested, but then you're doing it
Yeah.
for them. I feel very strongly about that as well. Not
Yeah.
everybody I like does that. Some specials
Right.
I watch don't do that at all, and I love them. But some,
Yeah.
most of the time, I'm like, I don't know. I want everybody to be real. I want everybody to show
Yeah.
all their cards and to listen to each other, the
Yeah.
audience and the performer.
And like stand-ups who are your friends or stand-ups who you know better, and you see their special and you're like, that's really funny, but you got to see him like Friday night at the Comedy
That's
Store,
exactly
like
right.
when he's trying out new stuff. He's so
exactly right.
right.
I mean,
You see a lot of different sides of, I'm sure, the comics that you're closer to.
well,
Like, will you see a special and go, it's really funny, dude, but I've
Yes.
seen you be funny. You know what I mean?
there's just nothing like
Seeing
going
him do
under
it.
your bed and there's a magic little world down there.
Yeah,
and like
totally.
sometimes going like that roast I did with Blake Griffin. That wasn't filmed. It was just it was dust in the wind,
Yeah.
and it was so urgent and interesting.
Yes.
If that had been the rehearsal and then we filmed it that night, who cares? I love that's what
Yeah.
if there's something I like about roast, it's that you're trying all of this new material.
Yes.
Every joke is the
We'll-
first
we'll
time.
see
you try
what
it.
happens.
Let's see what happens. And someone might step on it. Someone might ruin the premise.
Yeah.
And now you have to go on the
And
fly.
you're like, oh no,
It's interesting.
that's all my best material.
Can you tell me, in summation, the time?
Oh no,
you-
the lens cap was on. We didn't get anything.
we all know there's no film in this camera.
God, we could talk about so many things. I started so many things and then got distracted, but I guess that's
And-
just.
Yeah, you feel
And
bad
I
about
know I held the mic and was blocking my face the whole time, and you tried to warn
it.
me.
You're like
early
that
on.
bowler hat apple guy,
The apple.
Mikey Day.
Hi. What is that? What is it? I knew the name of that painting.
Whistler's mother.
Isn't that? That's when she's sewing the flag, right? That's Whistler's mother? Or does she have a flag, or is her...
No, Whistler's mother
Why do I
doesn't
think
have
she's-
a flag, but
she-
there
but
is one
her-
of Martha Washington.
Got it. But
sewing
Whistler's
the
mother,
flag.
her hands are just like in her lap, and she's...
I
got
think
it.
she's texting.
Oh, yeah. She's
Don't
text-
worry, this flag is Y2K compliant. Can you tell me the time in your life you laughed the hardest? Harder than you've ever laughed?
Oh,
Mikey Day, maybe you're a child, maybe you're on drugs.
one time. I remember, there were a lot of times with my friend growing up in elementary school.
Yep.
His name was Ramsey. His name is Ramsey.
Ramsey.
Yes.
Egyptian.
Ramsey. He's not Egyptian though. Just kind of a
Is that
SoCal
appropriate?
kid.
Or is that appropriate or appropriate?
Well, I think isn't it the King Ramses? I'm sure it's of, but there was a Ramsey. I'm not sure exactly. Anyway,
I'm
we
Tutankhamun. As long as it's not common.
Yes, Tutankhamun. You're Tutankhamun.
Do you think Common, the rapper, has ever farted and said, "What can I say? I'm a toot"?
Can I say I'm a Tutankhamun? If he said that genuinely, unironically, I think like all of his friends would be like, "Are you serious, dude?"
Can you please?
Depends on the group. If it was like people who work for him, they'd be like, "Ah, dude, hilarious."
Can you imagine Common puts out a very straightforward, hard hip hop song?
And then that little skit
And in
before
the-
a song.
No, it's not
is
a
like,
skit.
Oop, I'm a Tutankhamun.
No.
Oh, got it.
Worse,
What is it?
Worse.
Oh no.
It's in the lyrics. He goes like,
Oh,
Common, we might say, bombing.
right.
I'm doing bad on stage. Yo, I'm
Jaeger
bombing.
bomb.
Whoops, I just farted. I'm a Tutankhamun. And here's the producer. I'm a Tutankhamun.
What's that line? And like, in the recording studio, it's always like, the posse around.
Yeah.
Like, there's always, I feel like all the artists have across genres. There's always seven.
Yeah.
You're like, who are all these people? Just
7 guys on the payroll. And Tutankhamun.
And they're like, one guy who's closest to Common is like, you got to say something. He's like, yo, that's hot. I don't know about that Tutankhamun line, though. What? I don't know. Is that corny? But if he's like, nah, I like it.
You have to tiptoe around it. Yeah, that's hot. I don't know about the Tutankhamun line.
That's fire. Tutankhamun line, though? I don't know. What do you think? I like it. All right. Yeah, I like it, too.
Because it's Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you want to say you're tootin'? Like, isn't that kind of like how an old lady says she farted? Like,
yeah, oops, a toot. I think at that point I'd be like, I think this is kind of a few people think that's corny, but there's a reason he's successful, right? So maybe he's on something I'm not. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think Ryan Gosling could pull off the joke Tutankhamun?
Let's see.
I'm picturing him.
Or a joke like that. Like if he was like, man, if Common tooted, would he be a Tutankhamun? I think he could.
I think he could do it.
Yeah. Because he would sell it so hard as if this character he was playing thought it was funny.
And then he would find a way.
Be on board.
Yeah. No, we nailed it.
Yeah. You would know that man thinks this is a super corny joke. Like, he could pull it off. He could pull off anything.
Yeah, he could.
Right?
He's a 10 on a sleep
He's
number.
A 10.
He's a 10.
And he's just like...
And he's Ken.
In love with his wife, a family man who's like... has...
Wait a minute.
What?
Gosling for prez?
Gosling for president. However, I think he was born in Canada.
All the great ones were.
All the great ones are.
With their
including
fake
Kobe. Your favorite, Kobe Smulders.
Shopland.
You're going to look up Kobe. You're going to go, oh, I know Kobe.
I would, but we gave my phone to Paige.
Good. You're always on that thing, Pete.
Thanks
for
Mikey
having
Day.
me.
Do you have a review, Katie?
Yeah.
A what?
Can you toss me? We're trying to get... We've been out for a long time, this show. Thank you. Oh, right.
Kenan was on it?
Kenan was awesome. I still think it's amazing that he did it.
Of course.
Let me see. Katie. So we're trying to get more people to know about the show because it's just hard to grow a show.
Just FYI, my social media is like, those websites that show abandoned, overgrown amusement parks that no one's at. I don't go on there a lot.
Yeah.
Just so you know, if there's ever any like sharing anything, I will definitely do it. But my reach, I'm sure, is
low reach.
You're like, why the hell is he here?
No, that's not even
I'm
what I
also
meant.
just bad at it.
0.
They're like, can you post this promotional still? And they're like, it's blurry. What did you don't know what you're doing.
The only ask is that you came here. So you already fulfilled your ask.
But I will do whatever.
But we're trying to get people to review the show.
Got it.
So if you like this show, I always say this. If you like this episode, text it to a friend. God, we laugh so hard about gushers and shit. Text it to a friend. And just help us grow the show. We're trying to get more people to listen to the show. No one really knows how to do that, but the one thing we know we have is listeners like you guys. So share the show, and also if you would go on iTunes and review it, maybe we'll read it.
I will 100% review it.
Like G Peasy. Do you want to read this?
Yeah. This is a moment I realize I'm getting older as I have to zoom in. Oh no, I lost it. That
That's
also
even
makes
older.
me seem old.
Oh, shit. Oh, here's hash money.
Does everyone read a review or no?
Everyone reads a review.
Oh, great.
Here you go. It's going to be, you're going to have to move around because I zoomed in for you. This is
Oh,
Hash
I like
Money.
this.
Thanks for reviewing the show, Hash Money.
Hash Money. I've enjoyed this podcast for about 8 years. Pretty sure I've listened to every interview show Pete has done. It's funny, deep, and casual all in one episode. Can't thank Pete enough for doing it for so many years.
Hash.
This is almost making me cry. There's like positivity out
on the
there.
internet.
He seems to be a very genuine person who's open to sharing life's hardships. I've fallen off all other shows eventually, but this one has stuck around.
Hash money.
And I'm going to say great grammar and like spelling.
Yeah.
Like he crush Hash Money. Male, female, whomever you are, Cash Money. Well done on the grammar.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That was really nice.
It was really sweet. I'm glad we read that.
Just got a advanced copy of the Mikey Day one. Very all over the place.
You have a podcast coming out?
No, I'm saying that's Hash Money talking about my episode of the Pete Holmes show.
He
and
edits it?
he goes, hey, just got the Mikey Day episode. All over the place.
No,
Guy was holding the mic and blocking his face the whole time, even though Pete told him not to. And he'd start a story, abandon it, and just quote stuff from his childhood. That guy sucks. Pete did his best. However, one dud
Out of
in a catalog
700,
of diamonds.
No, you killed it. Never think twice about that. We loved it.
Thank you.
We're outta here.
And you're so funny. So
I appreciate it. You're
I'm
hilarious.
a genuine fan. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for doing it. I kind of didn't think you would. I don't know why.
Really?
I don't know why. I was like, he's not going to do it.
Can you imagine? Sorry, dude. I got too much stuff to do. I got to cut some cake, dog. I don't have time to do this.
And
Chill out.
in summation,
So,
this is cake. Okay.
yeah. Can you imagine? You make me do it. So the goal one day is to get Gosling right here, right?
I mean, he would be a dream guest. Yeah. I don't. Sometimes when you're talking to somebody that is in charge of that many people's jobs, I worry their ability, their openness to giving a true interview.
Oh, I see.
I'm
Yeah,
not saying
right,
Ryan.
right.
I'm saying anybody at that level.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because I know solid guy, good guy. He doesn't want to hurt the team.
Yeah.
So if he says something, does something, you know what I mean? So I think it would be great.
Yeah.
But I
know
do
what you
worry
mean.
that sometimes the bigger the star, the harder it is. So there's a challenge, Ryan. You can
Right.
probably bench press 350, but can you come on this podcast and talk for 2 hours?
He just appears in a
Hey.
little thing of magic dust.
I'm here.
Pete, I'm always in your heart.
I've been on every episode looking out your eyes.
That's your Ryan?
It got worse as we went.
I see what you mean, though. There's like an essence, a twinkle.
Oh, yeah. He says
So-
he chose his voice. He doesn't talk like that. He said he modeled it. The way he talks, he modeled after Marlon Brando.
Really?
He chose it. I'm a big Gosling.
of
He's
course
from
he did.
Canada.
He's-
Does Ryan Gosling say sorry? No.
No, he
Because
doesn't.
he fucking, every
You know-
part of him is sculpted. His mouth.
Right, he's worked on it. He's an artist.
He made a movie star. So I
He's
talk like this.
chiseled himself out
Mikey,
of marble.
should we go to the premiere? Should we go to the premiere dressed as Beavis and Butthead? It's turning into
It's
drum.
very true.
Should we go?
Should we go?
Should we go? Are we gonna go? Beavis and Butthole. Love them.
of course.
Love Beavis and Butthole. We're gonna build
Of course, he totally call him Beavis and
Beavis
Butthole.
and Butthole. People call him Crazy Beavis, Ugly Butthole.
Of course, Cornholio and the
Oh, Cornjolio. That's what I call Joe Biden.
Cornjol.
He needs TP for his bunghole.
Can you imagine if somehow this got on Trump's radar and at a debate you just heard him say Cornjolio?
I can't believe I'm debating Cornjolio. It's wonderful to be here. Oh my God.
Cornjolio. This was a blast. Thank you
I
so
loved
much.
every moment. I needed every second of it. So
Yeah.
trust.
We need to do a part 2 sometime. Do you ever bring people back?
Always, not always, but yes.
You have a couple so-and-so returns.
We bring him back.
Got it.
Maybe
we'll
you
see how the
and-
views go.
You and Taran, because I love
Oh,
Taran.
I love that. And you know what? We should bring Kobe too. And you'll be charmed.
All right, let's
You'll be
do it. This will
charmed
be
by
the
her
last
beauty
moment
and
of it.
talent.
This will be the last moment. Kobe
You know Kobe.
Smolder.
Smulders.
Kobe. God damn it. Kobe.
COBIESM. I believe it's ULDERS.
Oh gosh, I know Kobe.
You know
Smulders.
Kobe?
Yeah, and it's not spelled like the beef. It's smelled.
It's spelled COBIE.
It smelled. Wait, Kobe Smulders
What?
is in Jack Reacher.
I know.
And
That's
she's
why I was telling the
fantastic.
story.
Kobe.
Maybe that's why I was telling the story about how Taran met Tom Cruise.
I apologize to you, Kobe Smulders. Apologize to you, Kobe Smulders.
She's a delight.
You're a delight, and I wanna thank you. You're a delight, and I wanna thank you.
Are you hearing this song on the Pete Holmes podcast? It's freaking dope. Get this guy. He needs to be at.
I'm a Tutankhamen. 5 nickels in a quarter.
5 nickels and a quarter.
What was the other one?
Stick your man. He really stuck his dick in the cake in that one, which can be bad or I think it's probably bad. Oh no! Bottom of the 9th, he sticks his dick in the cake. That retires the side. 2-1. 2-1. Yankees behind. We'll be right back. Stick your dick in the cake. Someone will comment, "Yo, this guest really stuck his dick in the cake." But it's fun when you can just talk with someone and when you have so many frames of references.
Frames of refs, I know. It's so fun. I love it. Do you watch Nirvana, the band, the show?
Do I watch Nirvana, the band,
You'll
the show?
love it because it's guys like us that made a show in Canada. We gotta go. What would you say? Keep it crispy.
Keep it crispy. What's that from? Next episode, Back to the Future, we'll do a deep dive.
Oh,
You're a big BTTF fan, right?
Back to the Future.
Yeah. Is it a big deal for you in your life or
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
Oh, it's not as big a deal as I thought it would.
Ninja Turtle. I like it.
What was your main number one thing before we go?
Batman #1.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Grissom.
My #1.
Guy. Where does he get his wonderful toys?
This
The
town
best-
needs an enema.
My favorite part is when he goes,
Jack.
boop,
What about this?
boop, boop. That's when I'm like, that man's insane. It's such a weird moment, right? Yeah. Boop, boop. You're like,
Great.
I'm glad they just let the camera go on that.
Me too.
You're talking about Jack.
Jack,
That freaked me out.
take me to the party. Jack.
Or you look great. I didn't ask.
My dad
Right?
laughed at that.
He did.
God.
I went late when it came out in
Where
the theater because
where you been spending your nights?
Where you
handsome?
been? His
Where-
voice is crazy and it sounds ADR, right?
Yeah.
That character.
Where you been spending your nights?
Hey, was there a 6-foot bat in Gotham? What's his
Billy
name?
D.
Yeah, but I was doing Robert Wool.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a 6-foot bat in
yeah.
Gotham?
If you want to photograph me nude, you're going to need a really long lens. I met that
Did you
guy.
have the toys?
And
Robert
I asked
Wool?
him what that joke means. Robert
Where'd you
Wool.
meet him?
Me, Judd Apatow, and Robert Wool, Arliss, had dinner. And I said, I've
That's
been
incredible.
waiting my entire life to ask you this question.
What does it
In
mean?
Batman #1, you say to Vicky Vale, Kim Basinger, the original Margot Robbie,
If you want a photo,
if you want to photograph me nude, you're going to need a really long lens.
because he's got a large.
See, you get it. But as a
You
kid,
didn't
I was
get
like,
it?
but
Yeah.
a long lens, a wide lens.
Wide would make more sense.
You're going to
right?
need a really wide lens.
Oh, but he
Is-
said long.
A long is, she's not in the room.
But if a wide lens would mean he had like a
chode.
chode.
Look, it's one of those jokes that doesn't make sense, but of course you get it. He's saying, I have a long lens. We're back to the bill of the cow.
Oh, okay.
I overthought it. But you know what he said?
Yeah.
He goes, I don't know. Tim just let me go. I just started talking. And it came out.
let Robert go. That's my Tim Burton terrible.
Just
Let's-
keep rolling.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
He was Batman #1's great. That's your #1. Did you have the toys?
Of course. I
The
had
little
the
Batman
book.
with the belt that came out. You could tie
course.
it. Great toy.
I had all the Ninja
The
Turtles
Batmobile.
toys.
Yeah.
I'm about it.
Batman was a big deal.
Me too. You had a Batman themed Homecoming or some shit.
Yeah.
Here's my impression of Tim Burton watching Poor Things.
Oh no.
Fuck. That's it.
I wish.
Right? How
Yeah,
mad
Tim-
was Tim
that's
Burton
like-
watching Poor
Right.
Things?
Oh no.
That's probably more like it. Oh,
Or like-
no.
I can. Yeah, totally.
I mean,
It's very Tim Burton.
it's
yeah.
like, but like done. I'm not gonna say better, but like more modern. Like they moderned it up.
Yes. I love how that movie is. they just kind of, you eventually know what's going on, but they don't like handhold your way through the world. You're just like thrown into it. And when they're sitting at that table and Willem Dafoe's like in the weird bubble, you're like, the fuck is this? And then you're eventually invested, but
they don't explain it.
Yeah, they're just like, this is the world. Then you figure out what's going on.
Hot take: the Dune movies. Why are they like cologne commercials? Why are they like cologne commercials?
Oh no, Jiminy! I didn't direct it, Jiminy.
Sometimes drama. Sometimes drama just seems so dramatic, and Dune is so like, "Are you going out to the sand?"
I never.
And then there's like a 40-second pause, and someone's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "What is this?"
I haven't seen Dune movies. Dune wasn't a.
I'm not saying they're bad.
I hear they're good.
They are good.
Like everyone loves them.
And if you're not in the mood for like dead serious,
right?
Dead serious,
not a moment of levity.
You don't waste your water, even on the dead. Like if you're not in line for that,
there's no character like. Anyone got some SPF 50? They throw. What if you were in the next Dune? They're like, we focus grouped it, and we want comedy in it, and you were like, I don't know. I don't feel like you already have fans of the franchise, and I'm gonna be in cracking jokes. I feel like it's a.
Whoa! We got ourselves a scorcher.
Big monster. I think my mother-in-law just showed up. The hell is that thing?
What is this, a kitty cat's executive bathroom? Look at all that sand!
And, spoiler alert, there's more sand that way. We're lost, gang. They're like, and you're like, dude, I got cut out of Dune 3. I got cut out of
Every
Dune
time
3.
I start to talk, I'm like,
but you're still in it.
there's a lot of me taking in breath to say something. Shalamay's like, it's a long way off. God.
And you're like, shit, Dune opened today and I'm not getting a lot of text saying I crushed it. That's weird. I'm on the post. You never really talk except one where it's normal, where you're like, this way. The rest.
That's happened to me in movies before.
Oh, yeah. I was in.
Like Home Sweet Home Alone. Thanks for that.
You were 100% in that movie. I was a small part in Black Adam, the Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie.
Superman, but he
Cut
kills. Cut out.
Everyone was super nice. It was like I was Hawkman's like guy who made his gadgets and cars and stuff. Anyway, such an unnecessary character. And the director was super nice. There was like, they were there for a meeting, right? And the superheroes are showing up, and that's all my stuff. Like, right this way. And I'm like, we need more help. I'm the only person who's doing, you know what I mean? I'm like overworked, and I'm just thinking, there is no way in this Dwayne The Rock Johnson superhero movie
that you
are they going to focus on Hawkman's car guy being overworked. I was like, I am so, because you know how much scrutiny those movies are under.
Yeah.
And they're always like reshoots. I'm like, it was really fun, but I'm like, I'm 100% getting cut out. But it was before I left, you get like, I don't know what they call it, scanned or whatever, in that like gyrosphere with like 1,000 cameras so they can
like
scan your image. Yes. 100% for in case they're like, I don't know, maybe the hideout will blow up and we need to CGI you like getting blown out of a window or anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, long story short, I was cut out. But it's just so funny knowing too, having fun, but like knowing like they can just start the meeting with them all there.
Yeah.
You don't need to have them showing up and me being like, here's another superhero. Can we hire one more person, Hawkman? Whew. Anyway, thanks for having me, dude.
Yeah, man.
This was the best.
This is step 1 of 50 that gets Daddy Gosling on the couch. So we'll see. You don't even have to do anything.
Story.
It's just kind of in the ether now.
Yeah.
So
I'll say
we'll do
if next time I see him, which who knows, could be 3 years, 5 years. I'll go on Pete's show.
Yeah. You think I should go on that Pete Holmes show?
Yeah. Who is it? It's kind of De Niro.
It's
De Niro and
in that movie Drive. I don't talk a lot.
so sexy in it though.
I know.
Right?
I bought the jacket. I never wore it. I bought it. I bought the jacket.
That should excuse me. That should be what Mean Pete wears. The Drive jacket.
I mean,
Sunglasses.
I've never even found a parody use for it.
You sound so sad.
Well, you put that jacket on, you find out real quick you're no
Ryan Gosling.
I can wear a
That's
Halloween
what's-
costume in public.
Being able to pull off clothes too, where you're like, I look like a dipshit, but it's like he wears it. He looks.
Yeah.
When they make things cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like being Ken, literally a character who the
Yeah.
whole movie is just like self-parodying
Yeah.
his entire reality.
Totally. You're
And
like,
then
that's
you're like, wow.
cool. I love this man.
Everyone's like, guys are like, I want to be that. And so
Yeah.
I want to be with that.
I want to be that.
And the joke is like, I'm an idiot. I serve no purpose. I'm irrelevant.
Yes.
I'm inconsiderate. I shouldn't exist.
Yeah, and you're like,
we're
I'm
"That's
on board.
hot."
I'm here for your journey because you're you. And that is the definition of a movie star, right?
That's
like,
right.
I'll buy a ticket to whatever journey you're going on.
That's right.
Because you're you. That's a movie star. And that's why I'm not in movies. Thank you for having me.
Mission Impossible 3, best opening ever. Goodbye.
Yes.
You made it with